all the time.
Dang it, we recorded this whole big pre-show and it's not on the... Now there's a silent pre-show.
Walking on the beach.
Okay, so if you're wondering what we've been talking about for the last how many minutes?
No.
So Phil's been... there's this tape called Moving Sound that came with Philip's Walkman. When you guys looked like you were having fun.
Totally worked.
We said hi to you, and I wondered why you weren't saying anything.
Jeez.
But so this tape is called Moving Sound because first we came up with, because there's all this garbage replacement music in Beverly Hills 90210 on Hulu, and the songs are like, they're not songs.
Yeah.
So
like kind of are about stuff.
As a subsidiary of Phil and Brendo's end credit raps, we came up with Phil and Brendo's not songs.
Yeah.
Because then we started doing some. We even did some, and
now
I don't know.
Forever.
Like, crap.
Wait, here's a good one. Another racist one.
This totally sounds like Michael McDonald. Oh my gosh! I make my boyfriend go to Congo.
Rio de Janeiro.
He knows all of this by heart.
These are the songs I grew up with.
Yolanda.
My bongo.
So 90210 uses songs like this for replacement music, but we're also trying to figure out like the story with this, and if there's
how did this come about?
And Phil's been trying to figure it out for like years, and so I was asking him if there's a copyright, because if there's a real copyright, you could actually look it up.
Because somebody made this. There's male and female voices and music.
Yeah.
So there's at least a couple people that were involved in it.
We gotta try and figure that out.
Who made this?
Crap, our pre-show's messed up. Oh, whatever.
It was really good. Just trust us, all those things.
It was great.
Maybe someone can transcribe from lip syncing. They have those? They got that right?
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a secret YouTube menu of transcribe from lip read. The secret lip read menu. We didn't even check the microphone.
To the end of time.
Oh my gosh.
Unite together.
I just can't believe that you have this whole thing.
Oh, I listened to this hundreds of times.
Did you have other tapes? Was this the only tape that you had?
When we got this, we got it at the beginning of like a 4-week road trip, and this was the only tape we had with this.
And you listened to it for 4 weeks?
Wait, this Little Mermaid soundtrack and Bobby McFerrin.
Don't Worry, Be Happy.
That was it. Those are
like the single?
No, the whole album.
Which was that album any good?
Oh yeah, you got Baby You Could Drive My Car. I know that whole one.
Baby You Could Drive My Car is on that?
Bobby McFerrin's cover of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is this? Philips Moving Sound commercial?
Yeah, for the Walkman.
Yeah, but does it have them? Like, does it have the songs? Is that the guy? What if that's the guy?
This is it? What if you just found it? No. I would know this is not the songs that I know.
This?
No.
So what the heck is this, though?
I don't know.
Looking for love.
I mean, this could be the same guy.
What if that's the guy, though? Oh, they got a kaboom box. What the frig is this? Sinatra. But that's a real band.
Yeah, apparently they did stuff. Because the other one is definitely, I mean, you hear they do it in different styles, so I was, as a kid, I just believed that this was...
Philips Sound. You've gone through all this.
Oh, I've searched. I mean, unless someone posted it in the last...
The 80s Philips boombox.
Like, there was nothing.
What's this? Oh, this is... So the name of the Walkman was Moving Sound?
Yeah. Because it's a Walkman, it's Moving Sound.
That's weird, man.
Yeah. I've looked through a lot of, like, there's ads for stuff, but it's not, none of it is, it's not what I posted. It doesn't exist.
But it's probably the same people that made all this garbage.
I mean, it probably is.
You gotta find out about this stuff.
But that tape in particular, I'm telling you, over and over and over again. Fashion. I think we're at 4 and more, yeah. You're my baby.
Phil knows this whole thing. We got to do the show.
I know. But, dude, just go to the one at the end, though, because the last track is...
How do I know when...
near... Here we go. Here we go. This is it.
Oh my gosh! Andrew has a question. We got to hear the China Girl song.
I'll buy you food.
I buy you drink and I buy you food.
To be owned.
What the frig?
This was the pop culture that I grew up with.
Did I ever change it back from omnidirectional? Yeah, I did. I was like, oh crap. Because your daddy's from Hong Kong.
And they spell your name all wrong. Yep.
We have to. Who? That's somebody said
know.
that. We have to find that.
This
person.
is what I thought was pop
And
music.
I want to be like,
yeah.
Do you think you could get away with this? And you did get away with it.
Yeah.
And do you regret this?
But you remember? Oh, see, here's that. Ooh, yeah. I mean, this is totally like that Ferris Bueller.
Oh,
song.
here we go. I
Okay.
just saw that Phil and Janelle have a new podcast, which they do.
Yes, we do. We just barely launched it.
We don't have it on iTunes or anything yet. So what's the question? Yes, they want to be on the Benview Network. That's the answer. Phil was actually he didn't know if he had to have more episodes to even
I don't know
come
what the
to you.
requirements are.
But he definitely, because you want Janelle on the Benview Network.
Is Benview not good enough for you, huh? No, man, I just barely figured out with Brendan's help how to get that thing posted. I still have to review how to get it on iTunes now.
We'll get it all done.
I made it through all those steps though. That was a lot of stuff. Man.
Rachel Needle.
So obviously, I mean, I'm not the only one that had it and that listened to it. And you can tell because they found this because they were searching for it.
Which is so funny.
Because it's the same with me. Because they all had this conversation that I had with you of how do you've never heard "Walking on the Beach"? You know the pop song. You know, "Walking on the Beach," and you're like, no, that's not a song. I'm like, yes, it is. I have the tape of that song.
You have 236 views for this. That's pretty good.
Because that's how the people want to find it.
All right.
Check the mic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we gotta do. I gotta collect somehow these.
Yeah, the
90210 because I've been with every girl, I've been around the world,
same
girls,
thing,
girls. And then there's the hip hop. This is a hip hop song. We're walking in the streets, so it calls for a hip hop song. That's basically love song, baby. We're at the prom. So there you go. Listen to moments of it. Like the stories. There's lots of good stories.
Yeah.
Phil and Janelle fights.
Kind of what we
and
do. Yeah.
Other stuff.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I appreciate the kind words.
There you go. And you were worried.
I don't know. I just didn't. You never know.
Didn't think you're good enough.
Well, I just didn't know. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are.
Oh.
I don't know the rules of this world.
Check 1, 2, testing. Hello.
Podcast world.
You've been here for 2 hours.
In a world. Yeah, I know. In a world where it takes 2 hours to get started on our show.
Oh, you guys are
in a pre-show.
And then we did a pre-show that doesn't exist. I didn't even listen back to that. So check. Hello. test.
Tested the mic.
I deleted it. The track. Okay,
right,
that's good. Check. Hello. Test. I deleted it.
All right.
Okay, as a preview, I will tell you guys something. You might want to stick around at least through Amazon. Oh, you could already be on iTunes. That's the Benview guarantee.
Wow.
Oh, look at Lindy.
Look at this. I don't know. I didn't know.
He could have already been on iTunes, but again, he's scared and
Well, no, well, okay, you walked me through it, but I've got like that first half, and now, I mean, I can figure it out still.
Well,
So wait, how do you get me? Wait, does he have a special way to get me on that you
they've
don't?
already got all their stuff set up, so they could just plug it in.
Through that.
Yeah, but you guys got your thing.
We have to have it on ours too in order to have it through ours.
If you want it on yours, you got to do it the way we were doing it. So it's
and then
up to
I give
you.
them the feed. That way we do?
No.
What is that?
It's different.
All right. Well, you have to explain it to me. We don't have to do that like right now.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk. We'll get it. We'll get it all good. As
Yeah.
everyone, I mean, like I told them I'd give them the Benview thing and everything, but you were like, we just want to get this one finished.
Well, yeah. I mean, this was just very much a
pilot.
Yes, it's
test.
a pilot, definitely. Kind of wanted.
But Janelle liked it, so she
yeah.
wants to do more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you guys record another one? Are you going to
Well,
Sunday?
Yeah. Our plan is to record Sunday.
When are we gonna record next? Now that we're recording on a freaking Tuesday.
Well, yeah, because
we can't keep moving the schedule around. We got to go back to.
Well, I thought right now we're doing Mondays.
Are we?
Yeah, because it's Bachelor. Bachelor.
You never told me Mondays was regular. Mondays is Monday Night Raw.
Until when?
Till forever.
No, I mean like how late? When is it over?
But I don't actually watch it on Monday.
Well, when is it over though?
Well, I don't start watching it until 8.
Oh, but when? Oh, it doesn't start until 8?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fine. I do it on Tuesdays most of the time anyways.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a night that I know Janelle wants to
All right,
do
well,
that
for now, we'll do it on Mondays.
Okay.
For now. But I don't want to keep it on Mondays because what if I get a job?
Well, obviously. But it just, at the moment, it works really well.
It's fine. But we didn't do it this Monday because you were a tard.
I know. Well, here's the thing, though. Like I said, when I planned it, it was before I knew you had to get up early because I was back in time to record like normal time. I was back here at 9:15 or something.
Yeah, and I ended up not going to bed till like midnight, so we probably could have.
Well, no, because it's 11 o'clock now. We haven't started.
That's true.
But anyway, so I didn't like totally.
I didn't
forget.
finish my teaser for these guys. You might want to stick around if you're thinking about leaving, at least through the Amazon, because as I told Phil, I haven't shown it to him yet. It's the filthiest Amazon.
Someone bought some things.
Somebody bought some nasty
I don't know what they are yet. I'm scared.
It's gonna be awesome. Phil's gonna freak out. You thought the condoms were bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you one thing right now.
There's multiple things.
The least offensive thing on this list of things is condoms.
The least offensive thing.
The least offensive to you.
All right. But I didn't buy them.
There are things. Oh, sure you didn't.
That you know.
Maybe this is all a ruse by you.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what people buy.
Oh, that's real dirty, you guys.
Yeah.
I'll just say that there are things on the Amazon list that I did not know you could buy from Amazon, and now I want to go to the Amazon page, and I'm gonna click on it, and I want to read some reviews. I want to read a 1-star review of one of these things.
I'm scared.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm scared.
I'm very excited, so stay tuned for that. Sorry that there was like 10 minutes of us just going.
Again, it looked like we were having fun. So that's
I want to watch it now.
Yeah,
because we're like
the song, us singing and rapping together.
All right,
let's get
going. Let's do it. Oh, this is so. I want to skip to Amazon.
No, well, we'll go fast. We'll go fast.
There's no way we're gonna go fast.
We always go fast.
Mario has like an 8-point bulleted list.
We'll do lightning round.
Lightning round with Mario.
All right, record.
I feel like I might be ready to have Mario on the show.
That's a big commitment.
Like on a Google Hangout. I have no idea what's going to happen, though. But that's what would make it...
Maybe like a brief, like not the whole show.
I don't...
Start with like a 5
What
minutes.
if he sounds like the Scream guy?
What if he sounds like... He could sound like anything.
But that'd be really scary.
What if he sounds like Colonel Sanders?
Mario, I know you're watching this. What do you sound? Send a sample of your voice, like your real. He won't do it though. He'll send the thing.
Yeah, now he knows, and he'll imitate whatever it is that's the most terrifying.
I do. I think I'm ready to talk to Mario.
He'd be like, Brendan.
But what if that's his natural? In my mind, that's what he sounds like.
What's your favorite scary podcast?
In my mind, that's what he sounds like.
Midnight Marinara. That's easy. Then he's all okay. That's good.
Speaking of Midnight Marinara, we should connect them with Chris Straub because they talked about Candle Cove again.
Oh, yeah.
And Straub wrote that creepypasta, and he's really cool.
That would be cool.
But he might be too cool for school.
Maybe.
You think he's too big? Chris Job too big?
I don't know. He's got the podcast. He's got webcomics. He's got the lights. The strobe lights.
Oh my gosh! That blindsided me.
I love the look in your eye when you're like, wait, why don't I know what he's talking about?
And then I realize what's coming. Oh, you jerk.
It's like a deer in the headlights.
All right, let's record right now before I punch you in the face. That's why you watch the pre-show.
Yes.
It's pre-show exclusives.
Yeah. PSE.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Radio BrendoMan. I'm Brendan Creasy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
And we've got quite an episode for you tonight because we've been busy, so this is a super late episode. Sorry.
Yeah, it's my fault.
It's going to go up on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Have we ever been that late?
Wacky Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's Wacky Wednesday.
Wacky Wednesday. It's the name of the episode already.
There you go. Perfect.
Boom.
Did you ever read that book?
No.
Oh, it's great.
What?
Yeah, Wacky Wednesday. It's like it wasn't Dr. Seuss, but it was like that kind of picture book. But like as the day progresses, like weird things start happening. You have to pick. There's like 25 weird things on this page. You have to find them now. Oh, it's great. Like one of my favorite books as a kid. All right. Anyway.
It sounds like a ripoff of like multiple things.
Probably is.
Put together. Because at first
Freaky
I'm like,
Friday.
Cat in the Hat. Like all this stuff happens. And then you're like, find 25 things. I'm like, what is that? Like a highlights puzzle? Like.
Yeah, but it's like weird things, not like hidden pictures.
Just weird? What?
Well, because it gets wacky.
You're not selling me on this.
It's great. No, like trees are floating. That counts as one. The baby.
But then I could say that
wall.
like a person with a beard is wacky because for me beards are wacky.
You could, but then you miss out on
and
some
I
of
could
the
be like,
truly
I
wacky
found
things.
all the things. That's very subjective.
They're wacky.
Wackiness is subjective.
That's
Phil.
true. Well, you'd probably enjoy this book then,
I don't think I would.
if you like wacky.
I still never figured out that maze book. I cheated.
Oh, it's such a good book.
Did you read that Boing Boing article? It's pretty nuts.
Yeah. It's great.
I wish they made more.
I do too. But the whole like secret of it, it's hard to like. I mean, once you've done it once,
It's over.
yeah,
They can make more.
they could.
New secrets. New
The guy
mazes.
wrote other books. He's written cool stuff.
An amazing illustrator.
Amazing.
I did it without even knowing it. All right, we got to get going because like I've been teasing it. I've been building it up. We got to get to Amazon.
Yes. Well, real quick, brief note for those of you that might be interested in watching the pre-show. It starts out with like 10 minutes on YouTube of us not having sound.
Thank you, Chris
So,
Cavins, for pointing out that we had
yes.
no sound, and Andrew Lindy.
So
And-
we do eventually get it turned on.
I think it's because I had the mic set differently from when we were doing the commentary.
Yeah.
Because I messed around with it to get the movie audio to go through
through that
headphone jack on the earphones. Because we recorded. If you're not a Kickstarter backer, I guess you're missing out on this.
Yeah.
But if you are a Kickstarter backer, we recorded the Angus commentary, you guys, and it's great. If you're a Kickstarter backer, you should have gotten an email. We recorded that. We recorded what we intended to be a 30-minute podcast about childhood memories.
Turned out to be
like 2 hours, and we talked about all kinds of stuff. That's so it's not to miss.
Coming.
And that's what you miss out on if you don't do our Kickstarter. Because bigger news, holy crap!
Yeah.
The records are here.
The records are here.
It's awesome, you guys. I'm so stoked. Thank you so much.
It came out really, really good.
Oh my gosh.
They'll be coming. So I had to order some shipping supplies to send it out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have enough. So yeah.
All right.
So when that stuff comes, we'll be sending that out. So that'll be like the end of the week.
So that's exciting.
Like that,
and then
once
once those are shipped out, we do have a limited quantity available for sale if you didn't get in on the Kickstarter, but you'll only get that. You don't get all the other cool stuff.
Yeah.
You just get the record. Actually, we'll
probably
should give them and we'll give you an MP3 download.
Yeah, of course.
But since we know, whatever.
Yeah. But that'll be on popvoxmusic.com.
Yeah, on the store.
But after the Kickstarter people, I'll get it. So.
Because we want to,
Yeah.
But and it's what's the price point on those?
Well, what we'll do is we'll charge whatever that people paid on Kickstarter, except they don't get all the other Kickstarter stuff.
Are people gonna buy a 7-inch for $20?
That was 15. I think it's 15. I think it's 15.
Does that include shipping?
I think Potbox, the store will add like $1.50 for shipping or something like that.
All right.
It's to cover our costs. That's less than we paid for it.
Yeah.
So it seems crazy, but that's how much vinyl costs.
Vinyl is expensive, you guys.
Especially doing small quantities. If you do a lot, it's less per item, but to do a small quantity like we did, that's what we cost.
But to do more would have been way more money.
Yeah.
Which we didn't have. And we wanted to do, but we wanted to do color vinyl, and we got the sleeve. Because again, with vinyl, every little thing,
everything adds
costs money.
Color sleeves.
We got awesome artwork by Mark Bolton that came through. Awesome, Mark Bolton, you're the best.
So good.
Speaking of Mark Bolton, we got an email.
Let's do it. Jump into reader mail
from Mark Bolton. Reader mail. Mark Bolton. BrendoMan@gmail.com is our email address. Go to radiobrendo.com. Click the contact. We also got Facebook, Twitter @BrendoMan. If you want to get in on this, people are always asking me, "How do you get in on this?" That's not true. Nobody's asking me. But Mark Bolton asked me, and he knows.
Because he sends them.
He says, "Hello, Brendomaniacs. Mark Bolton reporting in for 2016.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you, Mark. It's good to have you back, Phil. I hope you're feeling better." He's not really.
Yeah.
You might have an ear thing. Now you got an ear thing.
Well, it just kind of migrated from one area of my body to the other. I have a clogged eustachian tubes for all those that are super excited to hear about that.
Sounds gross.
So yeah, I don't have runny nose so much anymore as it's all gone into my inner ear. So fantastic. But I'm fine, whatever.
But you might get an ear infection.
It could turn into an ear infection, but I got stuff to hopefully.
Then what if you have to get tubes in your ears?
Well, it's just antibiotics.
What if you die?
Well, if I die, then you'll have to get a new co-host.
No.
But hopefully my possible ear infection will lead to that.
Ear stuff.
You heard it here first.
All right. Abe Vigoda died today, so now he really is dead.
I saw that, yeah. They're going to start making websites for me now.
Is Phil alive? They hadn't, and I had just talked to Derek. I'm like, have they done that bit on Conan? And he's like, not since before the TBS. Like, it's been like pre-TBS days, which was kind of, maybe TBS wouldn't let him do it. Maybe he was so old and sick he couldn't come in.
Maybe so.
Maybe that's what kept him alive for so long.
Now that they didn't do it, he had nothing left to live for.
Oh.
Sad.
He was 95 years old.
Yeah.
94, 95.
He did some cool stuff.
A lot of stuff.
He's in Godfather.
Yeah. Wasn't he on Barney Miller?
Yeah.
That was like where I watched that show when I was a kid, and then later I watched it again. I'm like, I should not have been watching this as a kid. And my parents, I don't know, you watch a lot of stuff. Again, we come from the age of
just watched everything.
No ratings, like TV ratings were a thing, and I don't know, whatever. All right, Mark Bolton. Hello, BrendoMan. I already read that part. I also read that part. So my wife and I are rewatching Freaks and Geeks. Spoiler alert, that show is great.
Yes, it is.
It's awesome. My wife identifies with Lindsay. She was also a smart young woman that hung out with the freak crowd, and it's interesting to hear her talk about her recollections from high school.
That's one of the best parts about Freaks and Geeks is they're real characters. Like, I can tell you names of different people that I know that are just like the people in that show. Like,
also because they're based on, because way they wrote that show is like all your embarrassing stories, all your stories, or how did you do this, and they all, because like in the script books they even have the actual like notes and all that stuff.
Who really told, who it happened to, and what really happened. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's the best television show ever.
All right,
hands down.
Phil, I'm really excited about the podcast you and your wife are going to do. Spoiler alert, they did it.
Yeah, first episode is live.
MandarianorangeShow.com. Not yet on iTunes, but you can download the first episode. And I've listened to it. It's great. You want to get the inside scoop on Phil and Janelle.
It's very Phil and Janelle-y, I would say. Yeah. So, it's fun. We did our first episode. It's a little shorter than Radio BrendoMan.
Which is totally
fine. It came in at around 45 minutes-ish.
You did do, like, a prolonged finish. Because you said, like, we got to wrap up, and then you talked for, like, another 10 minutes.
Well, that's...
So you're already doing that.
Man.
Yeah, but you got to... If you want to keep it under... You got to start... You already got to... You got to rein that in a little bit, because that'll just... You saw what it did with us.
I know. Just keep
like,
going.
You look at the progression of our show.
You give it an inch, it gives you... It takes
like,
5
the first
hours.
episode with you and me is like an hour long, and then it just grew from there exponentially.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, when the shows were just me, they're like 30 minutes long.
30 minutes is not even enough to get through one letter.
No.
Well, it's fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. We're going to keep doing them
MandarinOrangeShow.com, also available. JanelleandPhil.com, PhilAndJanelle.com.
Yeah, you get it there.
All that stuff.
Not Mandarin, Mandarian.
Mandarian, and you'll find, if you want to know why Mandarian, you got to listen to the show.
Listen to the show.
I've known for years, but
yeah,
if you don't, listen to the show.
It's silly.
And also, I still want to know more about why you put your head into a fountain, because even you don't even quite remember.
It was just like,
what were you arguing about?
I don't know if we were able to remember exactly what that.
Was it another Janelle pronouncing a word? Why would you put your head into a fountain because Janelle pronounced a word wrong? I want to be there and watch that progression. I mean, I totally get the leaving Janelle on the side of the road.
She stormed off.
That definitely seems like both of you, like, you're so stubborn that that's what happens. And then a police officer had to drive her home because you're not allowed to walk on the side because there's no sidewalk there.
Yeah.
And knowing that exact area, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. And then dropping her off at this giant mansion. And
but I don't know. You'll have to listen to the show, but we talk about some of our biggest fights we've ever gotten in. And in one of them, I do stick my head into a fountain.
And a lot of them involve the stupidest things.
Oh, yeah. It's mostly me being a crazy person, I guess.
The one about, like, Janelle storming off and you driving home without Janelle was over your grocery bill.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had never actually shopped for groceries before and didn't know how expensive. Well, your idea of shopping for groceries is buying dented cans of vegetables for 50 cents.
Yeah. I would buy my entire month's grocery bill was usually $10 to $20.
Dude,
that's what I lived on until I got married.
Poverty level people
I'm aware.
Don't even like
because I clip coupons. I got coupons from Janelle. I would buy whatever was cheap. That's what I would buy. I would go to the discount thing. I would get Janelle had gotten it down to a science where like I would get those like extreme couponers. I'd get like free jars of mayonnaise. So if I got mayonnaise, then I get like tuna, and that's it. That's what I would eat. Like some cans of tuna and mayonnaise, and that's what I'd eat for the month. Or
how did you? Because like when I do, I mean, I've talked about this a lot, but when I do that, like I eventually get like sick.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's where I got the.
You can still eat tuna and stuff.
I do. I like tuna still,
but I can't.
That's where I got the can of sweetened condensed milk that I lived. There was a time when I didn't.
That is the most.
Because the thing is, I was.
It's
working
a miracle
as a sub.
that you made it through your 20s alive.
I was working as a sub
because you almost either poisoned yourself or starved yourself to freaking death.
Well, I would only work as many days as I had to work in order to pay my bills and feed myself for $10 or $20 a month, and a little bit of extra for going to the movies and going to shows. Like that's it. That was my budget. That's how I lived. And so one month, like I didn't work enough days, and all I had left was a can of sweetened condensed milk. And
how many days?
I popped it open because didn't get paid for a few more days. I think I subsisted on that can of sweetened condensed milk for 3 or 4 days, where I would just sip at it a little bit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then I'd stick it back in the fridge and just pull it out again. And
but as far as nutrients, like I'm surprised you didn't get like scurvy or something.
I'm surprised too. It's only because my grandpa would send oranges every once in a while that I didn't die.
Didn't get like severe vitamin deficiencies.
Yes.
There's been times where I've felt like weak and like this, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's because I'm not eating correctly. Because that's like bachelor life, where you're like, but then you're like, I should be taking a multivitamin. But then I read about how most of that you just pee it out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I have to eat more vegetables, and like some of it's just. And like, but I can't afford good vegetables.
So then you have
cans of this or frozen that.
Yeah.
And like the other day, I'm like, I need to eat some vegetables because I don't think I'm getting enough like vitamin something. Because like I read this whole thing about like vitamin D deficiency, and it just sounds really bad. So I'm like, I need to eat more vitamin this. Because I looked at like the packages of everything that I do eat, and I'm like, that's not in any of these. And then I'm like, I know there's some in water, so I'm trying to drink more water. Because like they fortify this stuff, and then I'm like, I know because then like I saw there was some in rice, but I had to start rinsing my rice because otherwise it boils over, it bubbles over even in the rice pot if I measure it correctly. But I found out when you rinse it, because they fortify the rice, so then it takes off all that. So then I'm like, well, crap.
You can do the spoon trick. You lay a wooden spoon over the top of the pot, and when it
Yeah,
bubbles,
but this is a
into it,
rice cooker, so you don't want to open it up because then it
still
doesn't
bubbles
cook the
over
rice.
in there?
Yes, because it's got all this crap in it,
Huh.
and it makes it bubble over. I think I'm putting too much water, but then if I put too little water, it doesn't cook it right. And now I'm like, I think my rice cooker's broken, but I don't want to get a new one because like that's expensive. Well, not expensive. I mean, like the one I have is like a $15
Yeah,
one.
they're not much.
I need to, and then I'm like, do I really need to get one of those Zoroishi like $40 ones? And I'm like, that's like 3 of the one I have, and this one seemed to last for a while. And I don't know what I'm doing, man.
We need to go down to the farmers market store down there. I'm telling you,
they don't take cards.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
The one down there, like by the freeway, kind of.
Yeah, the actual farm.
Yeah.
I
They don't
think
take
that's-
cards?
I don't think so.
Well, we need to look into that. Because it's really cheap.
I know,
And it's
but then
good stuff.
I gotta cook that. I hate cooking.
You can just eat it raw.
I know, I do that, but then I eat it all at once.
Well,
I will eat a freaking because I'll buy like a head of cauliflower because like
eat the head
and then I just sit there and I'm like
Cookie Monster, cauliflower monster.
So, because again, like as I was telling Derek, he's like, you never have any in your fridge. I'm like, because I can't keep too much food in my house because I'll just eat it all. I have to, so I end up going to the store like 3 times a week, which is annoying. But otherwise, whatever I bring home, it's gone.
Just eat it.
So I have to like budget it because otherwise, that's like, I mean, that's the only way I manage my weight and the only way I manage because like again, otherwise I'll just buy a ton of stuff thinking I'm gonna budget it out and then I just eat it all. Not all of it, but like too much of it. Like again, I buy even like good stuff, like stuff that's not necessarily bad for you, but I'll just like I'm like, okay, this bag of carrots has to last me this long, and I just sit there eating carrots because it's there,
gone, yeah.
and it's gone, and then I gotta buy more carrots, and some of that stuff gets even like the good stuff, like that good stuff, like that aisle on the outside that they tell you should mostly shop. That's the most expensive stuff.
I'm telling you, they have that stuff at this store.
I know, and I don't think they take
They
cards.
might not.
Because farmers are too cheap to pay the freaking merchant
I
fees.
think they might, though.
They don't even. You think they might have Square? I don't know.
I feel like they might, but it's been, I don't know. I'll ask Janelle.
I feel like I looked it up and they said no, but that could be outdated.
Yeah, I don't know if they
And
like,
then
maintain their website.
It's a long drive down the boulevard.
Yeah.
It's all the way on the other end.
Well,
I
one
go
of these
to the
days.
Stater Brothers,
it's right here.
to the library,
Yep. That's
and
all within like 5
that Del
blocks.
Taco right there, and the Walgreens.
That's your
My little box. Because gas, dude. So I tried to. I thought I was being show offy because my aunt today was like, "Oh, we need to go get gas before we go down to San Diego," and I was like, "Oh, where that's on the way. That Waterman one is on the way." And it was like down to like $2.05 or $2.25. No, it was $2.35.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy." I'm like, "Yeah, crazy good." She's like, "No." And I was like, "How much is gas in Texas?"
I know because I filled up there.
She was like $1, like 50 something.
We got it for $1.59.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like, "It's $1 more here."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Is that really like?" 'Cause she's like, "Yeah, all the gas regulate, like all the extra taxes and whatnot."
Even down like in Galveston by the port,
California,
it was like $1.65.
That's how much they add in It's the state
Yep.
taxes and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, but if you saw pictures of LA in the 80s, you know that this is probably a good thing. Because you watch like movies of like, there's a movie like that movie Junkman from like 81 or 79, and like as bad as LA looks now, like holy crap. Like we were going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
Like if we had gone at that pace, we'd all be dead now probably. So $1 more a gallon, I guess.
You're okay with that?
For the sake of like not dying. Like, because if that had kept at that rate, it probably would have spread over here by now.
We'd be in like full on escape from LA territory.
We'd be in like China territory, which China is freaking real bad.
Yeah.
And like real bad. I guess that's another good reason because I probably would die over there. I was thinking about, I'll just come out on Front Street.
Might as well.
I actually applied and then changed my mind. So like, because they offered me an interview and I said no.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't say no. It's like a link, and I can still do it, but I don't think I'm going to do it because it's like a web-based interview.
Right.
I was thinking about doing a teaching position in China, but this one was for it was a for-profit situation where I'd actually get paid and everything, and it was good. But then I kind of did some research. It was Disney English. They actually have English schools.
Still is really weird to me, but I guess.
Well, because English schools are a pretty big industry there, and so Disney's like, why don't we get in on some of this sweet English school cash?
So.
And they're trying to permeate Chinese culture so that people will go to their theme parks. And so they're just getting them because they start at 3 years old, and if you're learning English from like Tigger, then like that further.
So you have to like dress up in a costume to teach them.
They didn't say that, but they did say you use like puppets and there's stuffed animals and there's like cartoons and everything, and it's all
Who would you be if you had to dress up?
I don't freaking know.
Which Disney character would you dress up?
All those costumes suck. I got in the Beast one, and that Beast head weighs like 95 pounds. And then I got the only ones that I got in where I got in Beast because it was the only ones that I could fit in, and the Queen of Hearts.
Oh, yeah.
And like the Queen of Hearts wasn't as bad, but as soon as it got zipped up, one, I'm not a claustrophobic person, and I started freaking out. And two, it's like and it was not hot outside. My body, like I immediately started drenched in sweat.
Oh yeah,
and like I thought
that to be so nasty in there,
dude. Well, I mean, I don't know if you ever got like downwind from some of those guys, like if they took their head off. Like it was. There's a reason why they had that little room over there for themselves because you didn't want them anywhere near.
Because they're shared. It's not like the same person uses it all.
Yeah,
the
but
time.
They clean them.
Yeah, but you can only clean that stuff so much.
It did kind of stink.
I can imagine.
But the Beast was just like gnarly.
So you would be like,
and that guy in the Beast costume has to dance around in that thing.
Yeah.
That's not a walk around character. That's a parade dancing dude.
When it's like 105 degrees out.
Well, that's where you watch him. I didn't see Beast. Who did I see pass out once? Because I was watching him. I was working a parade shift, and I saw it was one of the costume characters. I think it was like Rafiki or somebody. I'm like, he's falling over. Somebody do something. And he almost fell off the floor with somebody caught him.
And they're like, have carabiners hooking him on there too.
Yeah.
But still.
But like, I'm like, he's going.
I've seen like,
gone.
If you look on YouTube, there's videos of like characters passing out.
Well, in Florida.
Stuff, especially, yeah.
I mean, oh my God. All right. Did we even finish this?
No, Mark was excited about our podcast too.
Okay.
MandarianorangeShow.com. Okay, keep going.
As for my pen pal question, I believe Denver NTLD asked me what my New Year's resolutions are. I'm trying to cut down on soda because it's terrible for you. The problem is that it tastes amazing, and I haven't done too well yet. His question, any resolutions for you, NTLD?
That's a good question.
Love the show. Let the cookies cool.
Excellent.
Old Restless tried to say on YouTube that hashtag let the cookies cool was not happening.
Oh, it's happened. It's on the record.
It's on the record.
It's literally on the record. So
and I can't believe I suggested that.
Yep. It's there.
It's my fault.
I wouldn't have even remembered to put it on there except you told me.
All right, here we go. Lightning round with Mario.
All right, we got a bunch.
But these aren't really questions, so
it's commentary on episode 200 is what it looks like.
Well, it's on all the episodes that during the time that you missed.
Okay.
That he was catching up, I guess. So episode 200. On Reba, a girl on the show had an eating disorder and took a leave of absence in real life.
Okay.
When she returned, there was dialogue. Where were you? I was in my room. Where are you going now? The kitchen. Well, don't get lost for 6 weeks while you're in there.
Okay, that's good.
Your relatives want to kill you. They took out insurance on you and bought you a hoverboard. It's a trap. Hoverboards want to drink your blood and eat your soul. So you're talking about hoverboards.
Hoverboard, yeah, and how they catch on fire and stuff.
I don't have Christmas memories. We celebrated Life Day.
Life
it's a
Day?
Star Wars. You still haven't seen the Star Wars holiday stuff.
Right.
How have you not seen that? You got to watch it.
I still want to like sully my childhood.
Watch it with your son.
I don't want to sully his childhood.
Brendo's particular set of skills is raging and smashing. It's sort of true.
One of them.
Brendo being shaved. Does Amazon sell toupees? Afterwards, your hair is too long to be considered shaved. That's not true.
That's
it was
pretty
down
short.
At the beginning. That was a number 2.
And we did specify 2 ahead of time. It's not like we did.
That was definitely shaved. You saw how long my hair was. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And beard was fully shaved.
I think he's thinking about my hair now because it definitely. But if you look at those pictures,
Right. Well,
and I was total baby face.
Right, and if you watch the video,
I got like the worst.
YouTube,
speaking of that, I'm never shaving because I got the worst I cut up.
Oh, the shave.
I cut my. I think my razors were a little.
Well, here's the funny thing, because
I like destroyed my face.
On
it was trip, so painful.
I wound up shaving my beard on our cruise so that I could go snorkeling because to make a seal, the beard messes it up, right? And I cut myself so bad on the cruise ship. So I was shaving in that tiny little bathroom with an old razor.
But I swear,
it was bleeding forever.
At one point, I just saw all this red pop up, and I'm like, "Oh my god! Like, what did I
forgot
do?
What that was even like."
And I was like, "Oh, this is awful. This is horrible. Shaving sucks. Shaving sucks. We shouldn't force anybody to shave.
Yeah.
Like, no. All right. Episode 201. If Big Bird had died on the space shuttle, it would have been worse for science than intelligent design." Okay.
All right.
It would have been really bad.
It would have been. I think science. That would have the part I would be.
That would have just been like our entire innocent childhood. Yes. Also, think about what it would have done for like Sesame Street's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
It would be that's a dark future.
Plus, like, what would that have done? To the future. What would have that done to Jim Henson's psyche?
Oh my gosh.
Like, what would that have done? Plus, Carol Spinney would be dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad enough that teacher died and we had to watch it happen.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm telling you, that would be a Back to the Future too. If that happened, we'd be in like the Biff future.
Biff future. Trump would have taken over way
earlier than he is now.
Big Bird's dead.
Yeah.
You need me. I'm the savior.
Would have stepped in. Who needs Big Bird? I got big hair.
No best of 2015 list. It's true. We didn't do that.
Did we say we were going to?
No. Okay. Just because we did in previous years. I don't know. I don't like doing that. And also, I didn't see a whole lot of movies and stuff. And
well, we could say like a couple.
I don't want to. No.
I like Star Wars.
I liked
and Love and Mercy.
I like Love and Mercy, and Hateful Eight, Star Wars, Ant-Man.
I didn't say Hateful Eight, but all those other ones.
Awesome.
There you go.
Avengers,
yeah.
Stuff. Oh, Mad Max is like my number one.
I didn't see that either.
You gotta freaking watch Mad Max. It's so freaking good. It's so freaking good, and I think Janelle would like it too.
All right. So there you go. There's best of 2015.
Mad Max for all everything.
Best video game of 2015. Pokemon Shuffle.
With Fallout 4 a distant second.
At least the one I played the most of.
Next time Phil goes on vacation, he can tie Brendo to the roof rack. That would have worked until we got to the cruise.
Well, it would have worked until we got to the airplane.
It's not like they drive around.
Sometimes they do.
HR told your boss if you fire Brendo, his mother will sue you. Where's the beef? Derek is fanning the flame of hatred.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see what happens with that.
Oh, it's cool. Derek and I are going to talk outside of the show.
You should apply at the company that I work for as my part-time job.
Derek and I are friends in the real world.
Send me some details. He doesn't think so.
Oh, he knows.
He doesn't know. You need to reassure him.
I'll send him an email.
Because he doesn't know.
I'll send him an email.
Kevins, I need some details on that. psav.com. Are they available out here?
All right. Got some potential stuff going on there.
All right. I just got to type this in so I don't forget.
Possible job. Cool. You did have an interview this morning.
I will check that out.
So that's good too.
I did have a job interview this morning, which we'll talk about in a bit. Episode 202 needs more cowbell.
Well, don't they all?
And you also repeated two things, so I'm not going to repeat those. So I guess that's just all he said.
Episode 202 is the classic.
Yeah.
Episode. Okay.
Hey, it's better than nothing, and I think it's entertaining, and other people requested it. And it's only like...
Well, everything needs more cowbell.
It's only like 25 minutes of your time. And there was some good music. That episode contained a track that Cold War Kids let me play.
Yeah.
So remember we had met with them, and that was after, because this was in like 2005 when it was one of my early coming back episodes. And then it contained a track from Great Glass Elevator.
Oh.
And it reminded me of them.
Tragedies of pop music.
Because I even talked about that. I was like, oh, what could have been with those guys?
So that was like after they got signed?
This was from the All in the Golden Afternoon album. So I think that was before they got signed.
Because you know the story, they got signed.
Yeah, and then
like in the recording process, it all fell apart, and they never released an album.
Yeah,
and we
went to like their last show.
Went to their last show, and that was it.
At Coos.
Yep.
Not the new Coos, which was
weird.
Not the greatest place. It was definitely not the old Coos.
Just goes to show you that getting signed is sometimes not the best thing for a band.
A lot of times.
There's better things sometimes.
Well, you know what's also better?
Ah, yes.
Stitcher's definitely better.
It is.
It's the better place to listen to your podcast all in one place. And you can go to radiobrendo.com, click the Stitcher link. If you haven't signed up for a free account, use the code BrendoMan. Thumbs up the show while you're listening. Comment, review. Rate and review us on iTunes.
That'd be great.
I don't think people are really doing that. I every once in a while I'll check, and there's like the last iTunes review was like from 2013.
Do people do that anymore?
I feel like they do. Other shows ask for it, and then they get it, and then they read them, and they're cool.
Oh, okay. Maybe because we haven't read them. Maybe they're mad.
Maybe we need to start doing that.
Then people are gonna like send like letters to the show through the iTunes reviews.
Okay,
that's fine, right? You can do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, BenvyNetwork.com is a good place to get lots of podcasts, and you can talk to them too and give them iTunes reviews.
A lot of good shows on there.
Yeah, I mean, again, Shut Up Leonard, Dan Harmon.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing, guys.
So nice. Talked about it twice. We got Mandarin Orange Show.
Yeah.
New show.
Got to negotiate our contract here.
Come on, let's not make this a thing. And don't forget about popsicles.
Of course.
Been working. Got to get a hold of Benson.
Oh, you guys got to get
Independent Benson. He's so busy.
Independent Benson.
All that stuff. Check it out. You know what else you should check out?
I know.
Because you have your web empire now.
That's
all
right.
Thanks to DreamHost.com.
That's right.
Use the promo code Radio BrendoMan at checkout on DreamHost.com and you'll save $50.
Yeah.
It's big savings.
It's big.
You can get a whole nother website.
And a web empire is a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Already as the emperor of my empire, I'm enjoying it.
I'm so excited for what's about to happen.
Oh my gosh, I'm so scared about this.
But before that, you should check out Amazon Prime.
I know what's going to happen right now.
Go to radiobrendo.com, click the Amazon Prime link, and you'll get the Amazon Prime free trial link. You can get a 30-day free trial of Amazon Prime. It's just $99 a year, and you get 2-day free shipping with no minimum order size. You get the massive streaming library, all kinds of Amazon exclusive shows. That Amazon show that won like a bunch of Golden Globe Awards and nobody had ever heard of, Mozart in the Jungle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What the heck is that?
I don't know.
I feel like everybody's like, you need to watch this. And I'm like, what the heck is that show? Well, you can find out if you get an Amazon Prime free trial.
Gordimer Gibbons, I'm telling you.
You got to watch Erie, Indiana.
Yeah, but that doesn't preclude you from watching Gordon.
Well, you know what doesn't preclude us from anything is clicking on the Amazon link and ordering things. And somebody took some serious advantage. When I saw this, I was like, this isn't real. And then I was like, oh, this is real. Because first, so I'm gonna tell you right now. First I saw the condoms and I was like, was Phil stupid enough to buy his condoms using the Amazon link again? Because at that Amazon link again, it's at radiobrendo.com. But somebody didn't just buy some condoms.
They went further.
Because they're having a party,
and
Phil.
If you do click, we'll read what you buy.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Anonymously, of course.
Are you ready?
You'll read it. I'm ready for you.
I want Phil to read it.
I'm not reading it.
All of these.
You always read it.
Okay. It starts off. It's starting off pretty sheer pantyhose.
That's just pantyhose.
Yeah, that's just pantyhose.
Yeah. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's like kids' clothes.
Just keep telling yourself that as we keep going down the list.
All right. Oh gosh.
Taylor Swift. Swift 2016. What is this?
Spanish edition?
Is this a book?
It's a book.
It's a calendar. Taylor Swift calendar.
Okay.
All right.
People still use calendar.
What if this person got all the same stuff and then it's very disturbing? If you put all this together, here we go, Phil. Here we go.
No.
Phil, read it.
I'm not reading it. You always read it. I'm not reading it.
Come on, read it.
I know this is your job. Is you read the Amazon. You always read the Amazon.
I did not know that this stuff was available on Amazon.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that someone bought this and is making you read this right now.
We have a butt plug kit with anal lube.
You know this was an eventuality. Someone was
But
going to
somebody
do it.
spent money on this because you know what I'm going to do, Phil? I'm going to click on this and find out how much it costs.
That it's going to like be in your suggestions
I don't
from here on out.
That's true, but you
Are
can
you
can. I know how to edit that.
Oh, do you really?
So it doesn't affect your
So when
recommendations.
you're on Facebook, it doesn't say, "Hey, so you're still interested in this?"
Anal plug trainer kit, anal sex toy for beginner or advanced butt play, soft, high quality, 100% medical grade silicone.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
clicking.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it comes with Prime.
Wow.
This is fulfilled. Amazon has a warehouse with butt plugs. Somebody spent $16 on this. This was a very expensive joke because you don't even know what else they bought,
Oh my
Phil.
gosh.
I want to read the reviews.
Oh no.
Look at all that stuff.
Scared.
If you are new to anal play, this is the perfect starter kit for you.
No.
Okay, I want to read a 1-star. Oh, there are no 1-star reviews. There's a 2-star.
It's very highly rated.
It is very highly rated.
Wow.
Too small to do anything.
Oh my gosh, no.
I received these at a
No.
discount in
Oh.
exchange for an honest review. They're giving these out to people
For a discount?
if you give them an honest review. I'm not really going to be using any of these. I was so Oh my gosh. I was a little surprised at how small 3 of the 4 are.
No.
The only one that even does anything to help stretch me out to accommodate my husband is the biggest one, and it doesn't do much still. I don't think they're using these correctly.
Oh my gosh.
Great shape. I've been looking for some butt plugs with a good taper that will stay in place. I'm gonna keep doing this.
No.
I also like that there are different sizes. Oh, this is amazing. All right.
Oh my gosh.
You ready for more?
No, there's more?
Oh, there's more, Phil. There's more.
Oh my gosh.
DuroMed adjustable folding fancy cane with derby top. We'll see this as a normal thing. Wood handle and rubber tips.
Oh gosh.
Trojan condom sensitivity, bearskin lubricated.
Man. Okay, that's like the easy stuff.
Can I click on this?
Oh my gosh.
$14. It's not bad.
Yeah, you get what you pay for.
See, Phil doesn't. We all know Phil doesn't cheap out when it comes to his condoms.
Man.
So Amazon really just sells all this stuff
You
now.
can buy anything on Amazon.
You really can. Butt plugs. Do not use. Never had a condom issue until using these. Too broke, which led to a morning after pill. Do not use.
Man.
Broke once when having sex. There was hardly any lubricant and they bunched up really bad.
I'd love to get inside the head of someone who like goes back onto Amazon to write these reviews about a box of condoms they got.
Sounds like these ones are bad, like really bad. 15% 1-star reviews, only 56% 5-star. But somehow it comes out to 4.2. I'd be very concerned about these.
It all depends on what you're going for, I guess.
I don't know. Doesn't look good. Well,
Man.
like I said, somebody's having a hot time.
Oh god.
Here we go. Come on, Phil, read one of these.
I'm not. You are the one or the reader. I'm just here to blush.
Utimi anus sex toy of 10 frequencies, vibration anal beads, adult sex toys, black, double black.
None more black.
I'm clicking on it.
Oh gosh. Oh my.
That's what it is.
Oh gosh.
Look, there's a diagram.
It sure is. AA batteries. Oh no, AAA batteries.
Made of high quality medical silica gel. 10 frequencies for prostate massage. Somebody spent 13. Okay, so if this was a joke, this joke cost them like $30.
A little less than $30.
Yeah, with Prime. But
Yeah,
the tax.
Because of Prime.
No, but there's tax now.
Well, it depends on what state they live in.
All right.
How bad did they want to make you read
can
that
get
out
pink.
loud on the show?
You get pink.
Well,
Somebody spent some money.
somebody did.
Either that or somebody forgot what they were ordering. You sure this isn't yours?
I'm pretty positive this is not mine.
All right.
I would think,
I
is
wanna
it
read-
loud? Someone asked.
I want to read the 1 star.
Oh my gosh.
It stopped working. The cable is weak at the bottom of the product. Well, that wasn't funny.
That's not funny at all.
See all 14 critical. Disappointing, but probably not their fault. It didn't do anything for me, but I feel that just might be the fault of my body. This kind of thing is hard to research. Putting it in was easy enough with the lube, and that was neat in itself. But for me, at least, maybe it wasn't big enough. In addition to me not being sensitive, I was paranoid trying not to get the jack at the end of the short cord wet. But as far as the material went, cleaning was easy. So he's basically worried about electrocuting themselves in the butt. I bought this to use with my submissive. Should have remembered that one gets what one pays for. The device only works if one is pressing the on switch continuously. Duh. Me, I had other problems for my hand. I had other plans for my hand while using the toy, so this is bust.
Wow.
Works great. Vibration is powerful and feels wonderful. Sadly seems to lose connection with the remote at times, and the fact that the wire is attached to the Vibe is a turnoff as well, since you can't move far. Somewhat like me, not long enough, not wide enough, and not hard enough. Did not reach my P spot.
Oh my God.
We'll be looking for wireless remote control next time, even if it costs more. This thing is useless. Very disappointing. I tried it a few times, this way and that way. Does not seem long enough to have an effect.
Wow.
All right.
Well, if someone was trying to make you read that, it worked.
Well, heck yeah, it did. It's pretty awesome.
And if not, then that's it. Is there more?
That was the dirty stuff.
Oh, okay.
I think so. There's lots of tools.
All right.
Again, like I said, somebody's having a fun time.
What else we got?
We got Sanford Stained by Sharpie fabric markers.
All right. That doesn't sound
Sorry,
too dirty.
colors. Well, they need to write on their dildos.
They gotta write their name on it so they don't lose it.
Joan
claim it out of lost and
Sorry,
found.
not dildos, butt plugs. Jonard M-216C outer socket can wrench with ergonomic 1-inch diameter handle, 7-inch length. Free engraving, his and hers 8mm rose gold brush center step edge tungsten carbide wedding ring set. I wonder if that goes. Here's some butt plugs. Will you marry me?
It could be.
It's a wedding ring set.
Wait, is it actually like a wedding ring?
Oh, it is. How much does that cost?
Holy cow.
$35? A savings of $340?
What? With free shipping?
Wow.
Wow.
Tungsten carbide. That's pretty cool.
Sweet. It's a good deal.
Look at all that.
You can buy wedding rings on Amazon.
Who would have thought?
Can you buy like gold wedding rings? I mean, you can just buy
tungsten, rose gold.
Wow. Man, I would have said I could have got our wedding rings like
on Amazon. Not on Prime though.
Probably not at the time either.
And you just choose the size.
Wow.
And
that's pretty cool. Well, congratulations, man. If someone's like getting married
and they bought their wedding rings,
you got to tell us about this.
But they also seem to be into butt stuff.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the same people.
Maybe this goes with the butt stuff. I'm slow, but I'm sloppy on vinyl.
No, I actually know what this is.
Oh. It's from Danielson. Did you buy this?
I did not, but I think Janelle might have bought me it as a present.
So spoiler alert.
So yeah, now I know. Sweet. I've been wanting that. 7-inch.
Nice. Is this Brother Danielson or Danielson
I think
family?
This is during the Brother Danielson phase.
All right. Well,
pretty sure.
I'm jelly.
Yeah. That's cool.
Maybe she bought you the other things as a surprise.
She did tell me she was buying me a surprise. But I think the record was there. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, man. I don't judge.
Pretty sure it was the record.
Phil's really scared to go home now.
Kind of am. I'm not sure what
you got planned.
What kind of presents you got planned out there for me? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure you got the record. Pretty sure.
Gardner Bender. I hope all this doesn't all go together.
Now everything
This is getting very disturbing. Gardner Bender voltage test kit.
Okay, that sounds just like.
But if you want to test the voltage of your stimulator,
I suppose, but I think they already know what the voltage is going.
Irwin Tools Vice Grip multi-tool stripper, cutter, and crimper.
Is a stripper like stripping wires?
Yes,
I know.
But again, these are like wire electronics tools, so maybe they're trying to modify the devices.
Maybe so.
That's dangerous. Be careful.
Wear gloves.
Steve, you missed it. Somebody ordered some butt plugs and anal beads on Amazon. It actually happened, and
happened.
You missed Phil freaking out.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's
Gasp. Yes, indeed, I gasped.
Irwin Tools Vice Grip pliers, diagonal cutting. Now everything sounds dirty. Everything sounds dirty.
What's the next one? Screwdriver.
29-piece screwdriver set.
Yeah. What are they going to do with the screwdrivers?
Steve said help get them out. They get stuck.
That's true. Yeah.
After you've modified them with
they've modified it with the strippers and the voltage testers. Man.
All right.
Well, thank you guys for buying stuff from Amazon.
If somebody wants to spend money for us to talk about butt plugs,
that's what we'll do.
Well, I'll do because Phil will
talk about you read them. That's always been your thing. But man,
as soon as I saw that, I was like,
man,
"Oh my gosh, this is amazing!"
That I mean, when we first
in your wildest dreams, when I said this was gonna be.
I didn't know exactly what to expect, but I imagined it would be something along those lines when you said that. But when we first said we were going to do this, you knew that was the eventuality.
Somebody bought $30 worth of sex toys, so we'd have to talk about them if they're not using them. Which
either
do what
way,
you got to do.
Either way, it helps out the show. So
And we just talked about butt stuff for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, at least. And Danielson in there in the middle. Which is kind of weird for me.
Because now whenever you listen to that record, you're going to think about a butt plug.
Yep. Possibly so. Wow.
Well, don't forget to check out our Facebook group. Lots of awesome stuff in there. Subreddit. And go to radiobrendo.com to get that stuff. All the links are there.
Yep.
Kickstarter, we already talked about this, but the Angus commentary, you should have gotten an email with the Angus commentary on our first backer exclusive episode. Working on some other stuff. Records are ready. Getting them ready to ship. Waiting on some shipping products. Don't forget to join our Clicker Heroes clan if you haven't yet. That's a game. ClickerHeroes.com or it's on Steam. It's free. The name of the clan, if you haven't joined yet, is Radio Space BrendoMan. And it's cool.
One space, you said?
Yeah.
One space left.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they expanded that? Who knows? JanelleandPhil.com.
Yeah, that's where you can find the new podcast.
We talked about Mandarin Orange Show. Also, Janelle's blog, myvacationpants.com.
Got some new stuff.
Lots of good articles. Janelle's doing a good job with that. Don't forget to check out my 90210 recaps. I was a little slow on the draw this week just because things were very busy.
You got a lot of them up there, though.
Yeah, you can read them. I need to do the season. I need the season 6 finale. That's my next one. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But I'm on. I think I haven't posted. I think I need to post a couple. I'm behind. I should have posted one today and I forgot. I was busy. BrendoMan.com for that. MBWSPod.com. I've been posting recaps of all the shows. I did try to do a recap of the New Japan Fantastica Mania show. I'm going to wait till the next New Japan show because I didn't know the names of any of the CMLL luchadors, and all their nameplates that popped up were in Japanese. And I kind of was trying to figure out, and even when I did know the names of some of them, they were going so fast and moving all around, I couldn't keep up with the moves, and I couldn't keep up with who's who, and I'm just like, I'm just going to watch this, and it's awesome, so you should watch it. There's my recap.
Yeah.
But I did do Royal Rumble. If you want to know the full recap of the Royal Rumble, including the order of entrance and everything, it's up there. All the Raws, SmackDowns, NXTs so far. Lucha Underground starts tomorrow, and I'll be posting a recap of that, including
the one you're going to be on.
Yeah, the ones I'm going to be on. So my thoughts and and seeing
if you can see you on there.
Yeah.
When you can see you on there.
And it's exciting. Don't forget, Long Beach Comic Expo is February 20th and 21st.
Yep.
Go to longbeachcomicexpo.com to get tickets. Tickets are available. There's plenty of tickets, lots of cool guests, including us.
Yes, no details on our
We
time
don't
slot
know our
yet,
time
but
slot yet.
all looks
But definitely
going
going to be awesome. WonderCon, March 25th through the 27th, so that's also rapidly approaching in Los Angeles.
LA, yes.
We were just talking about that. Not on the pre-show. Should have been on the
pre-show.
The pre-show.
We had a lot of lost stuff tonight.
Oh my gosh. Well, again, I like the idea of just as soon as we come in, sit down, hit record, because I feel like we're losing things.
We did talk for quite a while about all this stuff.
So WonderCon, again, we haven't even gotten confirmed yet, but they haven't confirmed anybody yet.
Yeah.
I think that should be happening any day now, especially because Comic-Con professional registration is next Monday, and that's all going to be happening. So I think it's all happening, man, and it seems like it's getting earlier and earlier every year. And
I feel like
before we know it,
especially we have a good shot.
Yeah.
Because being out in LA, I feel like they might take a hit on attendance, and so just because of the change.
Who knows?
I don't know, but we'll see.
All right. Well, what do you got, Phil?
Well, we talked about the show podcast. Just a little brief update on These Spivvies, the band that we met this week and talked about the video that we're making for our Kickstarter project. It's going to be launching in April. Now they're not promoting it on the site yet. They're it's top secret, so only the listeners of Radio BrendoMan really have like the inside info on this yet. But the cool part of it is Ivan, who's one of the band members, is actually going to do some animation for the video. So it's going to be like really funny and silly, and you've seen like the art style that he does like on the albums and stuff. So it's going to be like real simple animation with that stuff, but it should be really funny. So we worked on the script for that, and it's really good.
Very exciting.
So I'm excited for that. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, last Sunday I went to Lucha Underground with Benson. It's fun hanging out with Benson. Talked about he's got a new place, Long Beach. He's doing great. He's working on he's gonna be working on getting a new job.
Did you guys record anything while you were there?
No. You're not allowed to bring recording devices or anything.
After show?
Maybe we should have, but I don't know. We were so stoked from Lucha Underground. It was amazing. This weekend is Ultimo Lucha for Season 2, which is the season finale. I'm very excited about that.
That's Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. Booyah. And I think that's pretty much all there is to talk about that. Lucha Underground starts tomorrow, Wednesday, on El Rey at 8 p.m. Pacific, I believe, and Eastern so 8 p.m.
So look for Brendo in there.
I think on the episode 1, I'm up at the top by the steps where the wrestlers come down.
All right.
But I'll have to look, but I might be standing behind somebody.
But as the shows progress, you move.
I start moving
forward.
Closer. Well, there's a couple episodes where I'm in the corner on the balcony, and then I move to the floor.
Yeah.
And ever since like episode 4, I'm in like the front or first or second row on the floor area. This last one with Benson, we were right in the front row. It was Benson's first time in the front row, and it was pretty nuts.
That's awesome.
Dudes are flying all over the place. It's pretty great. Lots of great matches. Very exciting. And it was great. Job stuff. I interviewed today at a school district for a job. Hopefully find out in a couple days. So
that's cool.
Who knows? Could be very good. It seemed promising. And it's in Palm Springs, so it's only 40 minutes away, which isn't horrible.
No.
And it's not like there's traffic. It's just that's how long it takes to get there. So I could listen to a podcast in the morning on Stitcher on the way to work.
It's about how long our show is.
There you go. And let's see. On Friday of this week, Derek and I went to see Matt Zappa, listener Matt Zappa.
Yeah.
Props to Matt Zappa, who was in town for NAMM from Boston. And they played at the Whiskey with his band, the Mike Kerr Group, which they have a new singer.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
She was amazing. I got her band here. It is Seven Spires, and their website is sevenspiresband.com. definitely check them out because she is awesome.
Yeah.
And Matt is an amazing drummer. Like, I know you'd give me their CD for you got last year, and you told me about it, but just seeing it in person,
seeing it live is totally
freaking great. If you're in the Boston area, his band's Protean Collective and Mike Kerr Group, check them out. Thank you, Matt, for getting us the tickets to that show. It was a lot of fun. It was also fun talking to Matt afterwards, hanging out. And then Derek and I went to the New Beverly afterwards, and I was just going to go to hang out with Derek for a couple hours because the Midnights of the New Beverly, they've been doing the Tarantino 8, and if you go to all of them, starting from the first one, like each one of the movies, you get to go to a private screening of Kill Bill: Whole Bloody Affair, which they've already said they're going to have new merchandise and swag, and who knows what's going to happen, and it's probably going to be awesome.
Is that counted as one of the 8 Kill Bill 1 and 2?
No, yes. 1 and 2 counts as one movie.
One movie, okay.
So it's actually going to 9 Midnights.
Right. Well, I was trying to figure it out when I saw it.
Kill Bill is considered both 1 and 2 together is the 4th film.
Okay.
Because, or that was the original intention. It was a Harvey Weinstein call, and they did end up making twice as much money.
Well,
so it's obvious
they did it.
And they probably would have made less money than they did with just one of them because the movie would have been like the Whole Bloody Affair. And I watched it when they first released it in 2011, and it's like 4+ hours.
Yeah, that right there would have cut big into.
Yeah. Instead, they had 2 decently length movies. I mean, they're both still long movies, but not like crazy long.
Right.
And again, they made a ton of money, like twice as much money. And the second one made more money than the first one because so much hype and build up. So smart business decision. So we saw Kill Bill Volume 1. So we got there thinking that because it's been crazy. Last week for Pulp Fiction there was like 600 people. Wow. And there's like the New Beverly seats like 220. And so I just thought I was gonna go hang out with Derek, and also because there's been like line drama every time, and I just kind of wanted to see the freak show and see if something crazy happened. And it was just good time hanging out with Derek. But as the night wore on, we noticed that he's like, this line isn't that bad. He's like, you should go get in the standby line, and you'll probably get in. And sure enough, I did, and I got in, and it was awesome. My one regret, because I waited in the standby line and they let us in last, and there wasn't any time to get snacks, they had Hateful Eight character cups.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't get one.
Oh.
Because again, like the movie, the preview, the trailers were about to start, but right as soon as I got there, and I didn't want to because they always put like classic cool.
They were trailers open afterwards.
I don't know, and I was so tired, and like, but watching Kill Bill Volume 1, and it was Quentin Tarantino's personal 35mm print. It was gorgeous, awesome, loved it. Then I tried to drive home at 2 in the morning, and as anybody that drives in Southern California, after midnight, you are always going to run into some sort of road closure, and it seemed like this time I ran into all the road closures. The 101, so first I'm driving down the 101, and then the first thing that happens is the 101 like gets put down to one lane,
which is practically closed.
And that was like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, all right, we're past this. The 10 off-ramp is closed, even though it said on the signs that the 10 off-ramp wasn't going to be closed until like February something, but it was closed.
Already closed.
And so then I had to go all around on the 60, and then because everybody had been diverted, there was like monstrous traffic, and the summary of the story is that a drive that normally, because there's no traffic, would have taken me like an hour, 15 minutes, took me like 2.5. I didn't get home till like 4. I was just dead on Saturday. But it was worth it because it was awesome. And thank you again, Matt Zappa. And thanks, Derek, for hanging out and going to New Beverly. And it was great. I wish I could, but I could not do that for like, because Derek's doing that. He's already done 3. He has 6 more midnights to do.
But he's a lot closer, though.
Yes. But it's definitely, he said he's developed a regimen of like napping beforehand because he fell asleep during Jackie Brown.
Oh.
Oh wait, no. So he's done. He's got no. Yeah, he's got 6 more. Yeah, because he did 1, 2. Okay, 4. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he got 4 more.
Okay.
So he's 4 more.
That's a lot.
Wait, no. 4. So it's 2 more. 6 more. No, 5 more. 5 more. 5 more.
Scene 3. Well, 4 midnights including the 2.
Plus 5 more.
Plus 5 more. Yeah. That's a lot. I mean, that's tough. Are they all in a row, like every night? Or
It's Friday nights. It's consecutive
okay.
Friday nights for 2 months.
Okay. Well, I guess that's not that bad.
So
you're out there. That's fun.
But it's exciting. And I went to San Diego today. My aunt came into town because today would have been my dad's 64th birthday.
Wow.
And so my grandparents used to come down. They didn't even tell me they did this till like the 5th year that they did it. That shows you the kind of relationship I had with my grandparents. But they would come out they would drive from New Mexico all the way out to San Diego for my dad's birthday. They would go to the cemetery, to Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery, and then they just go there, put some flowers and American flag, and then turn around and go back. And they did that every year
You didn't even
on his
know
birthday. Didn't even know till like the 5th year.
year.
And then even then it was like, okay, we're going to be here for this, but we're not really. We're just turning around, so whatever. And and so my aunt, now that my grandparents are gone, my aunt's keeping the tradition, and she, being the normal person that she is, said, "Hey, why don't you come along?"
Right.
And also, I don't know where I'm going, so you can come meet me, and I'm staying in Redlands, and then you can drive my car down, because my grandpa had a dog, Charlie, and who's a great dog. They got him at a shelter, but he's like an awesome dog. I forgot what they said, what kind of dog he is. Some kind of Texas something, blue something, I don't know. But he's really, like, he's the most mellow, chill dog, and he travels really, like he seriously just hung out in the back. I forgot he was there a few times, and he stays in the back seat, and then she stays at hotels where she's allowed to have a dog.
Right.
And super chill dog.
My kids got to meet him briefly.
Yeah.
They liked him.
So we drove down to San Diego. This is my aunt. It's just, I don't know, like, I underestimate my aunt sometimes, that she's really cool. And that, again, this was her brother, and this affected her in ways that I can't understand.
Right.
And it all affected us differently, and I'm sure for her, I mean, again, this was her younger brother. And so as soon as we get in the car, because I was a little concerned, because my aunt lived in Hong Kong for 25 years. She's a deeply religious person. Not that there's anything wrong with any of that, but we have not a lot in common, except we do have a lot in common, because one, there's the blood, and
right.
Some of my traits, I do see things in her. Again, you saw, like, she's a storyteller, she's a talker. She's obsessed with puzzles. Like, she even said,
really?
When I told her how much you were into puzzles, she's like, oh my gosh, if I didn't have to do anything, I would just do puzzles all day. 'Cause I told her a story of, like, you and your puzzles, and then, like, I told her the story of, like, when you used to do the podcast remotely, and I'd have to yell at you for stop doing the puzzles. She's like, if I didn't have any obligations, that's all I would do.
We got some complaints about that.
Yeah.
People that miss the sound of me shuffling
No,
puzzle pieces.
we haven't.
I'm pretty sure.
Have not.
Write in, folks, if you want to hear this.
Don't
again.
do that. And then I remembered while we were talking that she actually bought me my first real jigsaw puzzle.
Nice.
It was a classroom, and it was the only one, for a while, it was the only one I had, and so I would just put it together, take it apart, shuffle a box, put it together again. And I did that over and over and over again until we got another one, which was a Jack and the Beanstalk. But I think it was Mickey and the Beanstalk. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
And then I could tell you about all of the puzzles. But she was telling me about puzzles she had when she was a kid. And she was asking me, she's like, is there places where you can get old puzzles? And Amazon. But I'm like, but you got to be careful, because they might be missing pieces. She's like, oh, I don't care. There's one puzzle in particular, like, I guess it was their first puzzle, like, grown-up puzzle, that my grandpa, because my grandpa, as much as my aunt, my grandpa was nuts about puzzles, and so it was the first one that he let her help him with, and she ended up putting together by herself, because what happened was first he was just going to let her do a small corner of it, so he broke up the small corner, and he's all right, you do it, and then she said my three, because she was like 6, my dad was 3, and he came in, he's like, I'm going to help you, and he ended up taking the whole thing apart, and she freaked out, because my grandpa would so she ended up putting the whole thing together by herself in the time before he made it back, because he was so freaked out, and she's like, and that was it for me, I was off to the races, and then she had that puzzle for years, and then the classic story, my grandma sold it at a garage sale, and she's tried to find that puzzle.
I'm telling you, because
and it was like a painting. She said the name of the painting. I'll have to get her email and I'll find it.
Because I have looked up, like, there's certain puzzles from when I was a kid that I've looked up, and I found all of them.
Yeah, I'm sure
they're out there.
And it is, but the thing, this one is from the 50s.
I'm telling you, they're out there. I mean, they might be expensive, but they're out there.
So I want to find this puzzle for my aunt, because she is. So all this was to tell you how cool she is. So we get in there, and I'm worried, like, because she's got Sirius radio, but it's like turned to like Broadway. Like, I'm like, oh gosh. And then she had all these like Christian like music CDs, but like contemporary stuff and like gospel hymns, and I was like, oh, what am I in for? Like, because this is like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
But then she's like, I thought we would go with something appropriate for the occasion, and she pulls out the best of the Beach Boys.
Nice.
And I was like, yes, I'm 100% behind this. And then like I talked about, because freaking, I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know if you saw this.
What's that?
Brian Wilson announced like a ton more tour dates.
Yep.
Still no Southern Cal. The closest one is in San Francisco Bay Area.
Well, isn't Phoenix is closer than that?
I guess you're right.
Phoenix is the closest one.
So are we going to Phoenix?
I guess.
I feel like he's gonna. Cause you know how a lot of these bands because they're all local. Because he lives in Los Angeles. Yeah. I know he lives in Los Angeles.
I think we should at least hold out a little bit.
Because those aren't the U.S. tour isn't even starting until the summer.
Yeah.
And then those like West Coast dates aren't even until like the fall. So I feel like we should wait. But if this is it, like, I'm doing it. I'm gonna go, because this is the last it's the last time he's gonna play Pet Sounds in its entirety. Yeah. And it's Pet Sounds in its entirety, and I mean, this is the Brian Wilson, Al Hardin show.
Yeah.
None of that Mike Love BS.
And Phoenix is your best bet. I mean, that's closer than San Francisco.
Well, looks like we're gonna do it.
That's where we went out to see Fine China. It wasn't that bad of a drive.
We can do it, a little road trip. I think it'll be fun. See freaking Brian Wilson in concert.
Dude, we got to stay in that hotel we stayed at again. It was amazing.
Now this is sounding kind of cool, but the coolest would be if he comes because if they did an LA show, that's because when they did that LA Brian, there was like tons of special guests and other things, and like he did extra stuff, because it would probably be someplace cool like the Greek Theater or Hollywood Bowl or somewhere, and I'd be totally up for that. I'd be totally, because oh my god, I hope. So anyways, and then I was telling, because Alice just knows, like, oh well, my brother loved the Beach Boys, and Alicia. So then I was telling her stories about, like, she was asking me, she's like, so I was like, yeah, I remember Pet Sounds, because we were listening to Sloop John B, and I'm like, this was the first, like, my dad, we used to listen to this record just over and over and over again, and it was this record, it was Pet Sounds, and then he got Endless Summer, which had Good Vibrations on it, and that was like their first best of album, but just listening to those over and over and over again, and she's like, yeah, it sounds like your dad, and then talking about, like, we went to see the Beach Boys, like, they played after Padres games, and we saw him multiple times, and every time we'd end up leaving, like, halfway through, because he's like, because it was not, Wilson wasn't even there, he's like, and he would just get mad, he's like, this is not, he's like, I know we didn't pay for this, but I'm still mad. Like, he's like, it's not the same. And then arguing with my mom about Kokomo, because even my aunt was like, I love Kokomo, and I'm like, yeah, Dad, no. Like, he's like, no. He's like, this is, again, Mike Love. Like, and this is them, like, cashing in. But so we talked a little bit about that, and then she read a lot of the liner notes. She's like, And she's like, wow, you are right about all. She was like, because it talks about some of the stuff. And I told her because about to talk about Love and Mercy,
Right.
and she hadn't seen any of the news. She's like, wow, you know a lot about the beef with him. Like, tell me about it. And then she was like, and then. Because she loves classical music. As I found out today, she played string bass.
Right.
She also is a classically trained singer in Cantonese and English, and
cool.
So she knows a lot about music. So I knew I could talk about this stuff with her. I told her about the Wrecking Crew. I told her about because like as soon as she talked about playing bass, I'm like, well, Carol Kay, because we were listening to like one of the like older tracks, but I knew that Carol Kay played on a lot of even those older tracks.
Right.
And I'm like, the woman playing bass on this is because she's a classically trained jazz bassist and is considered one of the most talented, like the most best bassists in the world. And she still plays bass. She's like in her 70s, 80s, and she was like very fascinated about that.
That's cool.
And then we were listening to, it was either Good Vibrations or Heroes and Villains. Because Heroes and Villains is the One Smile track on there.
Okay.
And you know how there's all the crazy different layers, and it was something, and she thought it was my phone. And she's like, so is that your phone on? I'm like, no, that's this. And she's like, wow, this is a very complex song. I'm like, and then I told her all about like all the different layers, and I'm like, oh, at one point he had a 30-piece orchestra in the recording studio. And she's like, oh wow, I gotta find out. And that's when she really started. So I think I got my aunt like way more into the Beach Boys, because for her it's just a way to remember her brother.
Right.
As this is like it's his birthday, and so. It was just...
That's cool.
It was really cool. And we went, and so she's like, well, is there something you want to do while you're down there? Maybe just something to remember your dad? I'm like, well, we can go to his favorite Mexican place, which I've taken you to, not Filiberto's, which is great, and I'm sure objectively might be as good, if not better, but for me, it's always got to be Roberto's, because that's the place we went to ever since I was a kid. And it was funny. So my aunt had never been there before, so she had her first Roberto's burrito, and the first thing she said is like, "Well, I see where your you and your brother's high standards for burrito, and your dad's," because she's like, "Your dad always gave me a hard time about every burrito, especially up in San Francisco." I'm like, "Oh yeah, those are garbage.
That's not a burrito."
And so she's like, it was like this revelatory moment. She's like, "Wow, I see why," and because they're freaking great. And then Charlie was getting a little restless, and she's like, I want Charlie to see the ocean, because he's a Texas dog.
Right.
They've been to the Gulf. That's about it.
The waves.
Yeah. And I don't even know if they've been, at least he said he'd been to the Gulf, so I think they've gone there before. Because most of our family lives in West Texas, and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Lake, maybe?
As a joke, we always joke about how my grandma, like growing up where she did in Amarillo, like she hadn't seen a drop of water outside of a reservoir or whatever until she learned how to, swim and everything. She didn't learn how to swim until she had kids.
Crazy. Wow.
And so we took Charlie to Dog Beach in Del Mar, just south of Roberto's, and he ran around the beach. He sniffed all the other dogs.
Did not care for the ocean.
Didn't really care for the ocean. He put his feet in a little bit. That was about it. I took a picture and I made a Jaws reference.
I didn't see the caption.
Said, the dog's in the water. Our dog. Sharks in the water. Our shark.
Our shark. That's good. Okay.
Dog's in the water.
It's funny I didn't even catch that.
It's the first thing I thought of. Sounds silly, but I had to do a Jaws reference. I don't know. Then we went to Fort Rosecrans and Point Loma, and luckily it was a perfect day. I was worried it was going to be rainy and miserable, and like I don't want this to be like a super gloomy thing, and like if it was raining that would kind of add to like the depression. So luckily it was a beautiful day, and because the cemetery is like up on this hill. I mean, if you've ever been to the Cabrillo National Monument down there, the lighthouse, you drive past the cemetery. I mean, it's huge. It's a military cemetery, and it's like up on this hill, and it's in Point Loma, and it's gorgeous, and you can see out on the ocean. So it was really nice and really great, and I was really happy that we got to do that together. And then we went to Applebee's with Phil and Janelle and the kids.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
We got sriracha shrimp.
Got sriracha shrimp and shrimp stir fry.
Oh, so much good shrimp.
So good.
Yeah, it was really good.
And I already said I'm excited for Ultima Lucha this weekend. It's pretty much what's going on with me now. Time for Book Corner.
Book Corner.
I didn't finish anything, but I'm still reading a lot of stuff because something happened on the 19th of this last week. The next Story Thieves book was released.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm already like more than halfway done. It's called The Stolen Chapters. It's a mystery. When it starts off, there are the chapters are missing.
So
and
cool.
You have to figure out what happened. It's amazing.
Can't wait to
There's
read it.
so much. It's so good. So good. It's the first book I got on the Google Play Store because I had a huge Google Play credit from all those surveys. Google Rewards app, everybody. Telling you, it's worth it. But yeah, so Stolen Chapters by James Riley, freaking awesome. I'm like 3/4 of the way done with A Long Way Down.
The Nick
It
Hornby
is
book.
so good.
It's
How is that
right?
not a movie?
It is.
What?
They made a movie.
What?
It's on Netflix, I want to say.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is it good?
I haven't watched it yet
I'm scared.
because I just found out about it. I don't know like how it was made.
Are you
It's on
sure it's
Netflix.
not the Ewan McGregor thing with the motorcycle?
Oh no, I'm sure. I think it has
That's
like Pierce
called-
Brosnan. No, who is in it?
He would be a perfect.
That's what I think it might be, but I'm not 100% sure now. No, it's on like Netflix, I want to say.
I gotta, because I'm just like watching I'm just like in my head.
Where is it? It might be on Hulu though or Amazon. Don't
All right.
quote me
Well,
on that. It's on one of those three.
Well, I gotta finish reading it first.
Yeah. I haven't watched it
But
yet. I
it's
just haven't gotten
really
to it.
good.
And this is amazing. Okay, because for those that don't know, the like subject is these people
It's
are
about suicide.
they all like met together on the same night when they were going to kill themselves and made a pact that they wouldn't.
And then all kinds of.
And it's hilarious and it's touching and it's like heartbreaking.
Yeah, and I could see where like there's something to relate to. Right? Like the character JJ, he's depressed because his band broke up and he's a musician and a thing, and then Jess is just nuts. Like,
and what's the like reporter guy, like the main
Yeah.
guy? What's his name?
Oh, I forgot.
He's just like a sleaze bag
because he slept with a 15-year-old girl and he went to prison and it's ruined his family and then there's the lonely woman who has like a disabled son and she's really like
somehow like as depressing and dark as that sounds, it's like so uplifting and like
it's
touching.
Well, Nick
and
Hornby, I mean,
it's Nick Hornby. It is. It's fantastic.
So good. I love this book. Thank you. You and because you had told me about it, and then Sarah, when we were in the bookstore, she's like, "You haven't read this? Buy this right now. It's $1.
Yeah,
it's the best dollar you'll ever spend." And it is great. And I want to read now because I've never read About a Boy or High Fidelity.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Well, because I watched the movies.
No, not yet. Okay.
And I know everybody says
movies.
this.
Love
everybody
those movies.
says. Well, that's what Sarah says. The same thing.
But oh my god.
Well, especially because since then I've read How to Be Good. I mean, and that was great. Well, that's it. So
but High Fidelity and About a Boy in particular. Although I absolutely love those movies, you must read the book.
I know, but now I'm going to because I'm sold. Have you seen Brooklyn yet?
No, but I know it.
Best Picture.
I know.
He got adapting his own screenplay.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
So,
but you gotta read.
But Long Way Down, great.
Yeah.
Jack Vance Treasury, I haven't touched it because The Stolen Chapters is my ebook. I usually do one ebook, one book.
Right.
But then I also every once in a while I'll pick up the complete book of screenwriting, J. Michael Straczynski. It's good.
Yeah.
It's keeping me motivated, giving me ideas, thoughts. I still question how much of this is still like the way things work.
Yeah.
But it's the only way because like this isn't stuff you can just go up there's not people like I can't just go up to somebody and ask all this stuff.
Right.
So it's like that's the information that I have to work on and it's useful. So, but it'd be interesting. I'm going to start digging on because I know he has a website and the company that makes the book has a website and stuff. So I might start.
There's other books of screenwriting too.
Yeah, but a lot of them are like because they're like here's the formula for this and that's not what this is.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, of course, there's William, and this is more like William Goldman's books, but a little bit more practical. But the stuff that William Goldman says it's like it kind of opens your eyes to like how the industry really does work. And I mean, his all-time greatest quote, like nobody knows anything, and that's the real truth. And Straczynski says the same thing, just in different ways. But that's kind of the summary of what you know. So that's what I'm reading. What about you?
Sweet. Well, I got a couple books from the library that I read earlier this week. They're actually both like, I guess you'd call them, it's a collection of comics together. Is it a graphic? It's not a graphic novel.
It's a trade paperback or a graphic novel. They're kind of interchangeable.
Well, anyway, I got some of the new Star Wars ones.
These are the new canon.
The new, like, 2015 Marvel canon ones. The first one was Skywalker Strikes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just Star Wars, and then the first 6 books are the Skywalker Strike stories, but it's the Star Wars series. But anyway, it's books 1 through 6 in the new Star Wars one. It's amazing.
When does it take place?
It takes place. This one takes place.
Is this the ones between New Hope and Empire?
Yes, between New Hope and Empire. So it's after they destroy the Death Star, and it leads up to them building.
So is this one? Is these the ones that? Because Tim was talking about some of these. Are these the ones where he's trying to find more about like being a Jedi and Ben Kenobi's diary and stuff? Okay, yeah, they did talk about these.
What did I loved it. Did they like?
Yeah, they liked them. They really liked Darth Vader.
Okay, well, I'll get to that in a second. I felt like this was as close because the art looks great. It's as close to having a movie with the original characters as you're gonna get, like, that takes place in that time. It's really, really good, but it's only books 1 through 6, and I gotta finish it now because it leaves on like a cliffhanger, and I'm like, Then I read the Darth Vader ones. Again, it's books 1 through 6, and it does not. It finishes. It's cool because it's parallel to this other one. Mm-hmm. It's at that same time, but it's all from Darth Vader's.
Well, there's also a Leia and Han Solo one,
and a Lando one.
Yeah,
I think there might be couple other series, but these are the ones I got so far. But this one is parallel at the same time that the other one is, but it's from Darth Vader's perspective, so it ends with the same final shot. Mm-hmm. At least, for the first 6 books. And it's really good. Like, it's cool.
This one I know a lot of people have been talking about.
It kind of changes your perspective on Darth Vader. It's funny because, like, in the movies, you think of him as, like, the ultimate big bad, but he's always got someone pulling his strings, though. Yeah. He's not really the ultimate.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, too, because there are a lot of elements, especially in the Darth Vader one, not so much in the other one, but a little bit, but especially the Darth Vader one. There's a lot of stuff that is pulled from, like, the prequels.
Yeah.
And somehow the implementation of it, I like it. It's well done.
Ooh.
And not because
Is it changing? Do you want to go back?
No, it does not change retroactively. Okay. It just shows me, like, yes, this is what I wanted to see.
And this is what we wanted from the prequels that we didn't get.
And I feel like this is
starting. We have said that all along.
Right.
Because that's what drives me crazy about him is, like, there could have been a good. It's not the whole idea of the prequel was bad. It's just the execution and what we did get was so god awful. And part of the huge disappointment is what we could have and should have had and didn't get just makes it even worse.
And so, like, this, like, there's part of it is in flashback, so you see little bits, but it's like the parts that they show and the way they use it, you're like, oh yes, this is what I want to see. And then there's just little elements like Darth Vader, I guess, spoiler alert if you haven't read it and whatever, but he wants to do the Emperor sending him on this mission, and he's kind of like fed up with the Emperor, and he wants to find out what he's keeping from him. So he does his own like little submission, and you're like, how is he going to get around it? Well, he has like his old spaceship from when he was a pilot from the prequels, the like goofy looking pointy one.
Yeah.
But he has it like hidden, and he goes and gets that and uses that to do his like side missions.
Holy crap!
Which is awesome. I mean, I hate where it comes from, but the idea of like
little kid,
this old spaceship hidden that he like uses to do these covert missions. It's super cool. So yeah. It's really, really, really good. They're super cool. So I'm gonna get more. And then again, those are just 1 through 6. I didn't read the whole.
Hit that because that's gonna pick up on that. Just swipe it down.
Swipe left.
Yeah. At least, what if it was a pod, like a pod race pod?
Yeah, that would have been really bad. but again, like, even though they show reference to the old stuff because of the execution here.
What if Watto was holding on to his old
Dude, there's a shot of Watto in this.
Okay.
And I don't want to spoil it, but it's kind of satisfying.
All right.
It really is, though. I mean, like, you should read them. It's
Does
cool.
he kill Watto?
Maybe.
He kills Watto?
Yeah. There's a shot of him like cut in half.
Oh my
It's
God.
fantastic, dude.
That's amazing.
It's fantastic.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Now I want to read those.
Yeah.
You just sold it on me.
Oh, dude.
He kills Watto.
It's so cool. It really is cool. And he has like this whole interchange with like Jabba the Hutt. Like he deals with Jabba the Hutt in it. It's really good. I'm glad those guys liked it because you know, they're like the comics experts, and I really like it, but I don't know anything about comics, like really. So, and then I don't know, somewhere like halfway through Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
It's great, right?
It's really good. I'm definitely enjoying it. I have read this one before.
Yeah.
So, and you know, it's very familiar, but it's been like I read it when it first came out, so it's been a long time. But yeah, but definitely enjoying it. It's cool. And I just barely glanced it off my rocker. I almost didn't put it on there, but I put it on there earlier.
Read it. So
I know, but I've been reading Harry Potter.
But it's gonna be so awesome when we have Kenny on the podcast. As long as he doesn't like forget about us.
Well, I'll probably have it read by next week, I'm sure.
It's so great. Once you get to like all the concert stuff and the band stuff, it's like this guy was us in the previous generation. Yeah. And his Woodstock story is nuts.
Well, I'll definitely get that done. But I have
It's seriously, reading it made me wish I was born like 30 years earlier, because like the life that we could have lived. Not that I don't
know though. Like we were in a very unique time, and
he was in a very
those opportunities time, but, like, that we had were like very different.
But like freeform radio and like that concert promotion that just doesn't exist anymore, and then his list of like bands that he's seen, like because he's been posting them because he's working on a new book, so as part of the research,
right,
he's like going through like all, and like he averaged like over, because he was a DJ and he got free tickets, he averaged over like 100 concert shows a year, like for and like just everybody, every band, random bands, like oh my gosh, so much stuff. And I was just like so like I wanted, like I would love to do that again and go like all that stuff, because I mean there was a period there
was a time in college when I was working for Jackson Rubio. I don't know if I did. I mean, there's a couple years I bet I did 100 shows.
Yeah.
Well, because I was touring around with the bands. I mean, just on the Spivvies tour alone, we did 30, 35 shows. And that was just for a couple months in the summer.
And then all the bands that you got to see through that.
And so many all the festivals we went to and stuff
too. Get to hang out with all the bands.
But I mean, probably not as many as him. But
still, but this was like all the huge bands, rock bands. Like when you think rock and roll and rock music, and he was there, and lived it.
Cool.
And it just sounds so awesome. I could talk about Kenny forever, so let's just keep going here. Music talk.
Kind of. I didn't really update that. Same thing.
Talk about that stuff. All right, new movies. No new movies.
No new movies.
DVD on demand corner.
Oh my gosh.
So New Japan World. I already talked about the Fantastica Mania. I watched the first night. There's a few more nights I still need to watch before the next show, which is going to be Shinsuke Nakamura's last appearances before he hasn't confirmed where he's going, but he did confirm that he's resigning from New Japan, and he handed over his title. And seems like all signs point to he's headed to WWE, but at first he has to go through their medical evaluation. I hope. I mean, I don't know. It seems like he's in good shape. He seemed in really good shape in the Fantastica Mania, but you never know with these. I mean, I've heard horror stories where people like don't pass for like the most insane reasons.
Right.
Daniel Bryan almost didn't pass because they detected some high level of something in his liver that was just some naturally occurring thing, and they almost didn't. So you never know what can happen with that. And like, so he's gonna probably go through the medical stuff and then go from there. But anyways, so that's exciting. New Japan World. WWE Network, we just had the Royal Rumble. The last two Royal Rumbles have been awful, and this Royal Rumble from beginning to end was fantastic. The finish of the Royal Rumble match itself was not what I wanted, and it was what everybody predicted. But I'm saying right now, I'm not selling my WrestleMania ticket yet, because I'm still optimistic. And also, this is going to sound weird.
Okay.
I had this dream that I went to WrestleCon, and it was like this awesome thing, and all this cool stuff happened.
Okay.
So I'm like, I think I need to try and make this happen. I'm going to wait long enough, because if I get this job, I definitely will be able to go.
Right.
So we'll see. And then even if I don't, I might be able to figure it out. I might be able to make this happen, because I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I'm getting that excitement because, again, this Royal Rumble was amazing. and these are your first steps. But it was just so amazing. It was really well done. All the matches were great. The Royal Rumble match itself, which the last 2 years has been total garbage. Every elimination meant something. It told a story. It set up future matches. So much crazy stuff happened. And AJ Styles, who I talk about a lot, he's been wrestling on the independent and then the smaller companies, and then he wrestled in Japan and won the World Championship in Japan twice. And he's a really cool guy. He's worked his butt off for all these years. He's probably the best wrestler in the world. And he finally, for his first debut, in WWE, he debuted at the Royal Rumble, and it's a thing of beauty. I've watched his entrance because somebody made a video from inside the arena, and you can even in my write up you can see where, because I was doing it live when he came out, like I wrote in all caps and I freaked out. But watching it in the arena, it's just this. It explains it's a way for me. I can show somebody why, because even the energy comes through on the video. Because this is a man that's never appeared in WWE before. It probably was freaking out whether or not anybody was gonna care that this happened. They kind of stacked the deck. It was the Royal Rumble. He was a big surprise, and it was in one of his home cities. It was in Orlando. So his name hasn't even come up yet. All it says is I am, and as soon as it says phenomenal, because he's known as the phenomenal one, as soon as phenomenal comes up, 25,000 people go absolutely insane. Just, I hadn't heard that kind of pop since like Steve Austin, Stone Cold, like since it's like a Hulk Hogan, Road Warriors, Stone Cold pop, and you could just tell he immediately was like it just, I'm like, I just felt, you feel so good for him that like this was probably like a lifelong dream moment, and it came through, and the crowd went crazy. And then he wrestled on Raw, and crowd went nuts again. And that was in Miami, and like he had it was just, it's been so awesome, and it made me so happy, and it was great. And like again, the crowd went nuts. It was awesome. So that was awesome. So excited. I'm excited about the Royal Rumble, which I didn't think I would be. I haven't been in a while. Beverly Hills Now 2-0. Been watching some of that. Again, BrendoMan.com for my write-ups. I'm just going to need to watch the finale for season 6. Goldberg's.
New Goldberg. Oh, you haven't watched
I haven't watched the Double Dare one, but I watched the dance one.
Yeah.
With the taking them both.
Yeah, doing the classic sitcom. Oh, dude, you got to watch the Double Dare. You're going to freak out when you watch the Double Dare one. You will freak out.
Is Harvey in it?
I'm not going to. No.
I'm like, if they got Harvey, I will really freak out.
I think so.
Is Robin in it? Did they get like Robin? Is Mark Summers? Mark Summers has to be in it.
You just have to watch it. You just have to watch it. I'll tell you all about it. Just watch it.
I do, because again, as a kid, like Double Dare was the thing.
I'll just say that they get to fulfill your every dream that you ever wanted to.
We just talked to Matt Zappa, because Matt Zappa went to Nickelodeon Studios.
Oh, really?
And he tried to be on Double Dare, and he didn't get picked or something. He was talking about it. But like he went farther. He made it farther than I ever did, because I couldn't even get my parents to take me to Nickelodeon Studios. But like that was every kid, and you know that whole feeling, like watching the kids on that obstacle course, and they always get stuck on the freaking nose, the pick, like
you have to watch this episode. I swear,
and it's just like going crazy. I can already imagine in my head, like they're probably like practicing and like they're doing all the things, and like
dude, you should.
I can imagine in my head. Okay, I already watched Heiston, so I can cross that off.
Yeah,
but I want to talk. Let's talk about again how great Heiston is.
Good. I hope
everybody watch Heiston. Crank up those numbers. Give it a 5-star review on Amazon.
Yeah,
write how great it is. Watch it, and it's amazing.
What could they do with that show? So many things.
So then I watched the whole rest of the Harry Potter movies: Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows, Part 1 and Part 2, in honor of Alan Rickman and in honor of how great these movies are. I hadn't watched Order of the Phoenix since I saw it in the theater. Okay. I hadn't watched a couple of these since I saw them in the theaters. Order of the Phoenix is incredible when you think about how big that book is. Because yes, here's the thing. They cut out a lot of stuff, like entire storylines, and they changed things around a little bit. but it's all done in the matter of narrative flow. And those movies, some of the things that they cut out would have stopped those movies dead in their tracks, or again, things that they've explained they wouldn't have been able to do, especially at some of those times. It just was not possible, and would have doubled the budget of the movies. And the movies are freaking great, but Azkaban still, like, I don't know though. Half-Blood Prince is close. Not Half-Blood Prince. Order of the Phoenix is close.
Yeah.
Now that I've watched it again,
For
it's just,
favorite?
oh, it's so good. But Azkaban, Cuarón, I wish they could have, Cuarón had somehow worked out where he could have done another one of the movies, because it's just, that's where it, Columbus is great. Again, as I said, I used to crap on the Columbus movies, but they're way better than I remember. And again, having just read the books, it's all fresh. They did a really good job of capturing Hogwarts and capturing that magic, and you just light up watching it on screen, especially after reading the books, and you're just so, because you feel you're there, and like you want that Hogwarts letter, and I want to go, and because again, like the whole like, just that idea that you live this horrible life living under the stairs, and then you get told that this is not your life, that you have this other life, and that's, I think that's the main thing, because like everybody has that dream. Sure. Everybody thinks about that. I mean, and then just going on an adventure and having a purpose, and then, but then you get down to the nitty gritty of these books and what they're really about, and it's summed up so well. There is a line in Order of the Phoenix that he says to Voldemort that just slays me every time, because Voldemort's like, I'm gonna win and you're worthless, and sorry, spoils.
Spoil, man.
But just he's like you're gonna lose because I'm paraphrasing now badly. He's like, you're never gonna know love or friendship, and I feel sorry for you. And that's what these movies aren't about witchcraft and all this stuff. These movies are about love and friendship, and if you crap all over that, I feel sorry for you that you somehow took something that was so beautiful and about such a great thing that every kid, every person, and that's over and over again. They're so great, and then that line because I don't know, there's stuff in my life where I think about that, and I'm like, no, I am right. I am doing the right thing, because I value that over everything, and that's what these books and movies are about, and it boils it all down to that, and it's great. But Azkaban's amazing. Cuarón is great. Gary freaking Oldman, so many, and oh my gosh, Helena Bonham Carter. Holy crap. Rickman, oh my gosh, Rickman. I cried so much. Yeah. I cried a lot throughout, because again, they're also like, there's so much like death of parents, this and that, friendship, just the level of sacrifice, and having those kind of friends, and just made me thankful for having the friends that I do. And because it reminded me that, because at first I'm like, oh, I want that. I'm like, I have no idea I have that. And like, it's great. Yeah. And I love it. And I love these books, love these movies. They're amazing. And yeah, Bob's Burgers, holy crap.
New Bob's Burgers, finally.
Oh, so great. Mr. Frond.
Yeah. The sister. What is the sister's name? I always forget the sister.
Megan Mullally.
Yeah, Megan Mullally's sister.
And Louise was amazing, and just like her whole crisis of conscience, because at first she wants to split them up.
Right.
And then just that whole, and then when Tina's just staring at her, and she comes to all the conclusions when Tina's staring at her, and Bob and his attempted bromance, and Teddy getting mad about it, and just because and the guy's an archaeologist, so Bob assumes he's like Jones. No, I hate Indiana Jones. Yeah. It's not what it's like. And just all the little things is so fun. I don't know, it's just so great. The show is amazing. It is. I love that show so much. Pretty Little Liars is back. It's pretty nuts. Been enjoying that. Agent Carter is back. So good. I haven't started watching. She's in Hollywood now. It's amazing. Hollywood in the 40s.
I want to see it.
So good. SNL. I haven't watched the Ronda Rousey one, but Adam Driver.
Oh, dude.
Well, fantastic. I mean, the
Undercover Boss
sketch. Did you see Steve? I think it was Steve actually posted somebody made fake
Yeah,
the
like
Topps trading cards of the characters.
I haven't had my muffin yet, Matt. Leslie Jones.
Leslie
is
Jones is so great at everything.
But it's
why
really,
can't you just put the thing? Do it.
I love Bobby Moynihan's bit, and that it's really good too when he like chokes him. Well, because when he brings the lightsaber in, he's like, "It looks dangerous, man. It looks like a kid built it, you know, stupid."
He's like, "Oh, he's choking to death."
Yeah. Oh, look, he's choking on food. No, it's really good. But it was a good episode overall too. Some other good stuff with him.
Man, Matt's a dick. And then you've been watching?
Well, of course, Gordon McGibbons. Watched a couple more episodes. Life on Normal Street. Must watch. Somebody else is going to watch this. I am determined someone else will watch.
I'm going to watch it. I just have so many things. I mean, you look at my life.
You'll plow through them once you start them. They're amazing. Super good. We watched one this week. The kid's favorite one was because we're on the second season now, and it's Mel, the girl. Like, she's really smart, and she's studying for this big test. And she gets to the point where her brain actually gets full and it starts like overflowing and she can't fit any more information. So like every time she learns a new thing for the test, she forgets like a basic thing. So she's like standing in her locker and she's like, "I'm trying to open my metal boxy thing." And then they're like, "Oh no." And so they have to like they have this meditation technique where they can go inside her brain and like organize the thoughts of their brain. So it's great. It's super weird and funny. And, you definitely should watch it. And then we also just watched season 3, whatever the newest season is, of Nathan For You.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's so good. It's so, like, the finale in particular. And I won't spoil it because you got to just watch it. But what he gets people to do, like, it is just insane.
Sometimes I have a hard time watching that stuff just because it's just
painful, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll give an example, not from the finale, but just one of the great ones.
I know the one about the book.
Okay.
Self-help book.
Yeah, okay, that one is fantastic. There's one where he helps this old lady who runs a travel agency, and she's like one of the last people that has a travel agency, and she's like telling him that like the only people left that come there are old people basically that won't book online because that's everyone else. And so his plan for her is that she does travel agency plus books like travel funeral arrangements. And so like he makes up all this artwork for it. Like one of them says "Get laid to rest in Hawaii." Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's really he's hilarious. So highly recommended.
Netflix. No Netflix.
The kids watch stuff on Netflix, so we're getting our money.
I've just been watching
all those other things.
And last week I watched all those Quentin Tarantino movies, so I feel like I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. That's good.
Video games, Clicker Heroes, Fallout.
That's it, huh?
I'm getting pretty far in Fallout, and I've been like, but I keep getting sidetracked by side quests.
Right.
But that's why the game is so amazing.
That's why everyone likes it.
Because now I'm at this point where in order to continue on the main quest, I have to finish all these side quests. So I'm like, yes, because I have to like get to a certain level with each of the factions in order to. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but it helps me. It'll help me get it'll make it easier for me to finish this thing that I'm doing. So now I'm like doing all those, and I'm like, I finally found like the one of the highest levels of power armor you can get, and now I've almost got my level 4 armorer, so I can make it the highest level of like, I'm just like, it's so like crazy. And then I'm like, and I finally ran out of, I thought I had like so much of like certain, because you like scrap stuff and then you have materials.
Right.
Dude, Phil, this is you can already hear like this is like a black pit of like black hole of like just time suck.
Yep.
Because I'm like, but I like finally ran out of my giant stash of aluminum, so now I'm going all over the place. I'm like looking for aluminum cans and other little and I started memorizing the things that had like the things that have aluminum in them. And so I'm like, I'm just going around all these old buildings that I already went to that I might have. Oh, I didn't pick up all that stuff. Oh, that was all aluminum. I can make more. I need more aluminum. And like I'm going crazy on aluminum now because I don't want to spend. Because there's vendors you can go to where they're like, I'll give you a shipment of like 100 aluminum, but it's going to cost you 2,000 caps. I'm like, I'm not giving you 2,000 caps. And then I'm like, well, maybe I should just upgrade my work on my trade skill, so those will go down. But then you got to level up, and I'm like, that's a waste of a skill thing. Like I want to work on something else because I want to be able to hack robots and turn them into my slaves. So I'd rather do that than like be able to get things for cheaper caps. And it's always just all this stuff, and it's like so nuts. This game is freaking nuts. And then after this, you know what's gonna happen after I'm done with this game? I'm gonna go back and play all the other Fallout games.
You not played any others?
I started playing Fallout 3 when it came out, and I was like, I cannot do this right now because it was just after Oblivion, after like 150 hours of Oblivion, and Curtis and I were like, we gotta take a break from all of this. And Curtis started watching me play because I started playing, and Curtis is like, dude, no, just no. Because he's like, I'll start playing it, and then, because seriously, there was a point in our lives where Curtis was like working part-time, and I didn't have a job. I mean, you went in there once.
Oh, yeah.
And because that was when we were playing that baseball game. But like, because we would get that's the problem about living with somebody that's just as obsessive of things you are, because then you both fall in this. Because you don't have nobody's being like, why are you doing that? There was nobody to do that. It was just like, hey, this is cool. What's that? Oh, blah, blah. So with Oblivion, because we couldn't play together like the baseball game, we would just Curtis would play all day and I would play all night, and we'd trade off. And that game was never not turned off. Like, it was disgusting.
Yeah, I walked into your place and you guys like hissed at the light when I opened the door. You know, I remember.
But seriously, because that's all we did, and I think that's what red ringed my old 360, because it was seriously on 24. Because we would seriously, I'm not even joking. At whatever point where I was done, Curtis would be waking up, and then I would save my game and log out of the Xbox, and then he would log in and go. And I swear to you that was like 3 months, that was disgusting. So when I started playing Fallout 3, because I had borrowed it from somebody, he just looked at it, he's like, no, and I'm like, you're right, can't do this.
Do it.
Not right now. But now
you're gonna go back.
I'm gonna
go play in reverse order.
Yeah, because I actually have New Vegas already.
Okay. On
Steam, and I don't have Fallout 3, because I can play those on my computer, which is also bad because then I can do all the mods and stuff, which I can't do on Fallout 4, which is probably for the best because I'm already looking at the mods and they're just insane. But Fallout 4 will not run on my computer, which is probably a good thing. Because then if I got a computer that could run Fallout 4, it could run a bunch of other games that I want to play, and I could play like Arkham Knight and stuff. And then again, like, that's the thing. I'm always on the brink. People always ask me like why I don't play more games. I'm like, because it's like I'm on an edge of a cliff, man. And if I go over that, like, it's all over. Because again, you just heard what I said about Oblivion, and like, I mean, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. Like, I have to like regulate somehow. Yeah. So I play Clicker Heroes and 3DS, and then every once in a while I'll play one of these freaking nutso games. Like, I mean, Grand Theft Auto was my last big one before this.
Right.
So, yeah. What about you? It looks like you've been, same old. Well, but mostly. you got freaking Lego Dimensions, and I'm jealous.
Yeah, so we
you were telling me about the Fallen Angels, and your kids got scared.
Yeah, so there's
the Angels, Doctor Who episode. The Weeping Angels.
Weeping Angels, and it's even in Lego form. It's pretty creepy. I haven't actually not watched the actual episode.
It's scary.
But in Lego Dimensions, it's pretty creepy. It's fun, though. It's really fun. I mean, if you like the Lego games, there's a lot, of familiar things there. But then there's this whole, like, interactive element where you build this stuff, and then you move them around because there's different, like, colored plates. You can change the color of the plates in the game, and then you move them around on here to give your guys different powers.
Man.
And then you're like,
and you build your guys.
You build the things, and then like you can actually modify the portal to do different things by moving the pieces in different spots, and it's amazing. It's super, super fun. And so far, we've only done like the main pack.
Yeah,
I haven't.
But you have a bunch of.
Chanel got me because she got like a bunch on Black Friday, so she got me like. I think she got like 8 or 9 of the bonus packs.
God.
Now, some of them are like the character ones where it's just like a character and a vehicle. But she also got a couple of the like, there's like level packs. There's fun packs that have like adds like different items, and they're just the character packs. So she got me a few of each. So, yeah, it's pretty rad.
And now that you're sucked in, you're sucked in.
Oh, dude, I'm fully. But the best part is this. Like, the character packs are, I don't know, somewhere like $15 for like a kit that I would buy anyway. Like I would pay $15 for a Back to the Future set, which
and
is
they
what
just
I have.
announced the Ghostbusters.
Oh my
one.
gosh, it looks amazing! It looks amazing.
Derek's like chomping at the because he's been asking you about it.
Yeah.
And as soon as you saw what he posted on Ghostbusters, where he's like, "Oh crap!" Like, but he has like no money. It's like me. Like, but I look at it and I was like,
oh, dude, I can't. I mean,
so is it like the ultimate Lego game?
Yeah, because it's everything. I mean, and the concept of it is really fun because all these different characters get sucked into the different worlds and use their powers within the world. So, but it's great. Like we've done so far, ones we've done. There's a Doctor Who one, like I said. There's a Simpsons one.
Yeah,
it's funny too because the kids are like, "Daddy, this show's not for kids." And I was like, "It's okay in the Lego game. You're fine. It's not a kid cartoon." I'm like, "You're fine. It's okay."
Well, that's right, man. They got freaking Simpsons.
Oh yeah, I mean everything. We did. There's a Wizard of Oz one that we did. Like it's just nuts. We did a Lego movie one.
Yeah. And Gandalf's in it.
Gandalf is in it. Although we haven't done an actual level for Batman or Gandalf yet. We've been playing him in the story, but it's just crazy. I mean, and who knows what else? I also got a. There's a Back to the Future one that she got me. There's Jurassic World.
Oh my
there's she got Cyborg from like the DC ones.
Nice.
I don't know, some others. A couple Lord of the Ring ones. Dude, it's so much fun. It is so much fun.
All right, what else?
So, and then I've been playing on 3DS. I've been playing. I finally picked up Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask again.
Is that the new one?
No, it's actually the first one on 3DS.
Okay.
And I actually played about 40 hours on it when I first got it.
Did you get stuck somewhere?
No, what I did is like, there's all the downloadable ones.
Yeah.
I played through all the downloadable ones, beat every single one, but I only played through like a couple hours of the actual game. And then I got like a new game and got distracted. So I'm actually going back and playing the game now.
Well, at least you played the downloadable ones first, because as we've learned that those downloadable things might disappear.
Well, the 3DS ones are still active, but who knows?
The
you never know.
DS ones.
And I have all the DS ones. I have all those because I got them all.
I
don't, but I know you don't. But it's really good. I mean,
I saw that the Final Fantasy game came out today. Final Fantasy Adventures or whatever. That looks pretty awesome.
That looks cool.
I can't. No.
Yeah, I have a backlog of toys and fun stuff from Christmas
so many
and birthday.
freaking games.
But this is what I do.
Have you played the Zelda Triforce Heroes game?
Yeah, we've played it.
Okay.
We haven't played super far.
You haven't played the Animal Crossing?
No, I don't know though. I feel like that one because
Janelle and Audrey Festival.
Oh, that one. No, but this happens every year, and it does sound insane. But I have my birthday and Christmas back to back, and so. Like,
I don't know what that's like.
I get that's it for the whole year. So like I don't get presents the rest of the year. So that's I got
I don't
stuff
get
that
presents
backs up.
Any of the year.
Get presents?
Some presents.
You got presents.
I guess you're right. I got presents.
Yeah.
I got Fallout.
So there you go. See?
It's the best thing ever. Oh, I love it. I love you. I love you so much.
You know what else you love? You know you love it.
All right, it's time. It's Marmaduke time.
Yes, it is. All right, today in Marmaduke. That was like the least energetic Marmaduke song.
No, but
It's
time. I can do it like Starflare. It's time. It's time. It's Marmaduke time. He was the brightest of the dogs.
He didn't.
We gotta work on that.
Yeah, that's good. Good Starflyer Marmaduke song. The next album could be Starflyer 59 plays Marmaduke. All right, so we got the trash truck guys again. Wasn't it the trash truck guys before?
Good old trash truck guys.
So they're driving along. It's Luke's trash and junk service. Luke. Phil is the dad and Luke is the trash.
What is
truck.
happening?
I don't know.
Are you living in Marmaduke?
What if Janelle is the mom and Audrey is the daughter? Like, what if all this time I didn't know?
Then I'd be like, we need to burn this book because something crazy
What if
is
our family is named after Marmaduke and we didn't know?
But this was before. This is from like the 70s.
But what if we didn't know? Like, what if we're named after it? I don't know. What if we like subliminally named our kids after it because we had the same names as the parents?
I don't.
This is crazy.
I'm
living
about that.
Living in Marmaduke world.
What if you get a dog?
No.
What if he just shows up at your door and it's Marmaduke?
No, then
Like,
Marmaduke's going to the pound.
He says, it's time, it's Marmaduke time.
And I'd say, you're going to the pound.
And he would be like, oh, Marmaduke, you think you're people.
Why are you talking to me? You're just a dog.
But then I'd want to go in his TARDIS doghouse.
Yeah, if he's talking, if a dog walks up to the front door and talks, I would at least look in his doghouse.
The TARDIS doghouse?
The TARDIS doghouse. All right, so the trash truck guys are driving along. And the driver's like, remember the last time we went down this street?
They just answered your question.
The other guy's and he says, think hard. Last time we came here, Marmaduke stole our truck. This is like a clip show.
Remember that time?
Remember that was literally a clip show. That was only like 20 pages ago.
That one was pretty crazy though, so it's why they're remembering back on it.
This is not that long. I'm going to click back here. How far? Click back. This is literally 18 strips ago that he's like referring back to this. So
remember the time Marmaduke stole our truck?
Last time we came here, Marmaduke stole our truck. That's right. Look, there ain't a single can out today. They're still driving on the truck. Is this the right day? Sure, everyone must have forgot to put their cans out. Oh my gosh, look at that. And then it shows, and Marmaduke has all the trash cans lined up nicely in his garage. What the heck? What?
So he doesn't want them to take them? Or he wants the trash cans?
He's collecting them? He's protecting them?
Is he protecting the cans? Because why did he steal the truck last time?
Let's look back at the truck one.
See, now they're making you look back because you don't understand the comic.
Why did he...
Steve says it's the Family Guy Marmaduke edition. Remember the time we did that?
Yeah, it is. I mean, literally half the strippers. Remember that time a couple strips ago when this happened?
So...
Last time, let's see. What? Last time there was no reason for it. They said they have to work together. They got the cans, they throw them in there, but by the time they turn around, Marmaduke's stolen the truck.
Because he's protecting it.
He doesn't want them to take the trash. I guess that's it.
Because Marmaduke
is a weird hoarder.
Is annoying.
Marmaduke is a hoarder. This makes no sense. And it's calling back to an old one that made even less sense.
And this guy's dead, so we can't be like, dude, what's going on?
Why is he collecting these trash cans?
Because dogs are very protective. Like freaking Ribsy's protective of the trash.
Okay.
So Marmaduke is protective of the trash, and because he thinks he's people, he manages
he went
to
around and collected all
the trash cans,
organized them in neat little rows in the garage.
In the garage.
So we have a double whammy here. We have Marmaduke thinks he's people plus Clip Show.
Clip Show is a new category.
Clip Show is how often? Remember that time a couple strips ago? Man,
he never is. See, this is look at all the stuff we've gotten out of this.
This is a double whammy here.
We really got to thank my mom for the Marmaduke. We have a whole nother book.
I know.
And then we looked online, and there are tons of these.
I think that there's more Marmadukes than we could possibly do shows of.
We're gonna have to do an all Marmaduke podcast.
Marmaduke, the Marmaduke show.
Marmacast.
Dude,
it's seriously a shame that Brad Anderson is dead, because I would have him on the show in a heartbeat, and I would just be like, on this strip, what is happening here?
Why does he keep the cans?
Why does he keep the cans?
I do think that the secret...
Because that's a trope, because again, as we've established, this is for lovers of dogs, and lovers of dogs know that dogs like trash cans.
But he doesn't want them to take the trash, so he's.
But why would he care about everybody else's trash cans?
And why is it organized in the garage?
We're talking about a dog that stole a garbage truck.
Yes.
And has human thoughts.
Right, has human thoughts.
And
I just
has emotions. And
so here's in the mindset of the artist here. He wants to do a strip to show once again that the dog likes to protect the trash cans. But really, the only thing he's got is a punchline where he's guarding the trash cans, and he doesn't know how to fill up the other 5 panels. So he's like, I know, I'll do a clip show and talk about the time before when I did this same joke, and then I only have to have one that's really a new panel. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So Brad Anderson was crazy,
and he got paid to do this.
What are we doing wrong in our lives?
I don't know. Do you think the editor, the Cartoon Syndicate, saw this and was like, "Oh, come on, man"? Really?
Well, people love freaking Marmaduke.
Yes, they do.
It was in Parade magazine.
Yeah.
It was in newspapers all around the world. Books published, purchased. Someone bought this book and then resold it.
Yeah.
And then somebody bought it. My mom bought it.
Gave it to you.
Her son, who loves comics, so he must love Marmaduke.
Well, I'm telling you though, it turned out to be a good investment. And this was this whole conceit of this segment in the first place was, hey, you got these books, you might as well get some mileage out of it. And I think we've done okay.
We've definitely done okay. Speaking of doing okay, go to BenviewNetwork.com.
Okay.
RadioBrendo.com.
Okay.
Check out all the stuff. Hit that contact button. Hit those tweets. Share those episodes. Tell your friends. Rate and review on iTunes. Hit that Amazon button. Buy those butt plugs.
Or other normal things. I mean,
Hey, there is no normal.
We'll take.
Saw Angus.
Dude, life on Normal Street is anything but normal.
There you go.
That's their tagline.
Exactly.
You gotta watch it.
I do, but I have to watch so many other things.
I know.
So little time.
So much to do.
Too many things.
So little time, so much to do.
This has been great. It's only 1 a.m. I thought it was later.
Not that bad. Yeah.
Although you have to get up early.
I have to get up very early.
I have to get up at 9 because my aunt's coming by to get some stuff out of my fridge.
I have to get up at 6.
It's too bad for you, bud.
Yep.
Although part of me now that I was talking about Fallout so much, I just want to play Fallout right now, but I know I should go to bed. Because I've had a long day.
Yeah.
I got some sun, not too much.
Sun and burritos.
Burritos, Applebee's, sriracha chicken, sriracha shrimp.
Sriracha shrimp.
Had Chinese food last night.
It's going to do a number on you.
It's great having somebody that will buy food.
Yeah.
Family members that care. And, I'm already feeling that burrito. Well, not already, but
still.
Oh, dude, Roberto is so good.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thank you, Kickstarter backers.
Keep an eye out for stuff coming your way.
Listen to that Angus commentary.
Yeah. Listen to Mandarin Orange Show if you guys want to. Let me know what you think.
Soon to be Benview Network, Mandarin Orange Show.
Yeah.
.com.
Well, right now it already is MandarinOrangeShow.com, so that's there.
That's what I added.
Yeah.
.com.
That's it. It's good.
And I think that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
So for Radio BrendoMan, I'm Brendan Creasy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
Wait a minute. We forgot to do something.
What?
Suggested by listener Amber Richardson, you have to take a quiz.
A quiz?
Yes.
Oh man, this is like a first. We were like halfway through the.
I know, but I wanted Amber. I didn't want to, she suggested this. I thought it was a good idea. It's not a Facebook quiz because I don't participate in Facebook quizzes. Because
it's a BuzzFeed one.
It's a BuzzFeed one that doesn't mine your Facebook for all of its precious information. Everybody needs to stop it. And those, I did see, because at first I was going to go off about those, like, this is Phil, this is Bill.
Oh, yeah.
But that one doesn't actually take your, but I feel like the image that it plants, that's probably doing something. Some shady, and that is all over the place. Why do people that thing is stupid. It's stupid. Do you think that those things are actually reading your personality? You are a moron. Stop it. We're all better than this, people. We are all better than this. Everybody stop it. Oh, now I'm looking at my Facebook. I need to just stop that. Okay. Which Beverly Hills? I already took this. I got David Silver.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay.
Amber got Dylan because she's cool.
Okay.
I'm going to guess right now that you are going to get Brandon.
All right.
So let's start.
Okay, here we go.
At West Beverly High, you'd be most likely to be ditching class to go shopping, working on a story for the school paper, ditching class to go to the beach club, smoking in the bathroom, making Donna Martin graduate signs, hanging with the theater kids, listening to music in the quad, talking smack in the cafeteria, or burning things with Emily Valentine.
You
gotta go faster than this.
Oh man, I gotta think about it. I'm torn between
We're gonna
two.
be here forever.
All right. Well,
First thing that comes in your head
probably
when you're looking at these things.
Probably, I guess, listening to music in the quad.
Okay. What would you order at the Peach Pit?
Okay, this is gonna be easier.
Chef salad, chicken strips, French fries, pancakes, apple pie a la mode, strawberry milkshake, veggie burger, patty melt, or a mega burger.
Probably Mega Burger. That sounds good. I'm assuming.
Which 90s artist would you book at the Peach Pit after
Ooh.
dark? Lauryn Hill, The Smashing Pumpkins, Oasis, Backstreet Boys, Alanis Morissette, Boys to Men, Shania Twain, Ricky Martin, or Janet Jackson?
That's easy. Smashing Pumpkins.
So far, you have answered the same exact answers that I have.
Oh.
Which senior superlative would you want? Most friendly, best personality, most attractive, most likely to succeed, biggest flirt, biggest overachiever, best smile, most talented, or best dressed?
I go most friendly.
Oh my gosh.
The same thing as you again?
Yes.
This is why we're friends.
Pick a 90s movie. I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to pick, and it'll be different than what I picked.
Okay.
Pulp Fiction, Clueless, The Matrix, Friday, Titanic, Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion, Pretty Woman, Good Will Hunting, or Fight Club.
This is a tough one, but I'd have to go with Romeo and Michelle.
I knew you were going to pick that.
Clueless would be a close second, though.
Where would you live aside from Beverly Hills? This one I have no idea what you would pick. Paris, New York, San Francisco, Miami, Tokyo, Madrid, London, Chicago, or Milan?
Wow. That's tough.
I know.
I've been to most of those, but not all.
Yeah.
I've never been to Milan or Tokyo.
Yeah.
I would say London, probably. I mean,
All
of
right.
those choices.
Pick another fictional 90s teen you'd be BFFs with.
Okay.
Moesha Mitchell, Dawson Leary, Buffy Summers, Zach Morris, Angela Chase, Sean Hunter, he's from Boy Meets World,
Okay.
Sabrina Spellman, is that really her last name?
Spellman? Yeah, she's a witch.
Will the Fresh Prince Smith, or Six Lemure?
What's she from?
Blossom?
Oh, okay.
Six? Come on.
Never watched Blossom.
Holy crap.
I'd have to go with the Fresh Prince, probably. I don't know.
We got David. You got David Silver too because of music. Like David, you're someone who embraces their inner geekness. It's a big part of who you are. But you are also someone who is big-hearted and always there for your friends, and that what they embrace about you. Okay, typos.
Really, yeah. How funny.
We got the same
but you
thing.
didn't put all the same things I did.
Not quite, but I think it's because it just does the most from whatever. And there's some of those are all over the place. You actually, I think, had more David things than I did. There's a couple of things I did I knew were Brandon things.
Who?
I thought you were gonna get Brandon.
What would he have put for those things?
He would have put. So to get Brandon, I'm thinking you needed to put working on a story for the school paper.
Okay, to be fair, that was the thing I was torn between.
Yeah.
Except technically,
Me too.
I never actually wrote for the school
Same
paper.
for me.
I just did the graphic design.
Yeah.
And captions and stuff. So that's
But
why
that might have also been Andrea. So I think Brandon might be this.
Okay.
So you could be an Andrea. I don't know. But order a peach put. Brandon definitely Mega Burger.
Yeah, that's the only one.
And then 90s artists, I don't even know what bread, but I also put Smashing Pumpkins.
Well, that's just that. I mean,
because that's the best one out of all those. And then I think Brandon would have been a most likely to succeed. Maybe a biggest flirt.
Even though I did well in school and stuff, I always hated that one because that would just seem like the biggest
And then 90s movie, I picked Pulp Fiction.
My favorite was I love Clueless too though, but
I love a lot.
There's some great movies in there.
And then I picked Tokyo.
I could see that too. I just because I've been to London and of those places I've
And
visited,
then
London was
I
my
think
favorite.
Will the Fresh Prince Smith was the David answer, and I picked Zach Morris, which I don't know what that answer because Zach Morris. I wanted to forget being friends with Zach Morris. I wanted to be Zach Morris.
Well, that's what I was thinking is like who would be the most fun to hang out with?
Zach, but Zach would make you do all kinds of. Think about all the things he put Screech through. Angela Chase would just be whiny all the time. Dawson Leary is too much of the main man. He would just be You'd be worse off than Pacey, but you would get to make cool movies and I don't know, live a good life. Buffy, you'd probably die. Yeah, I know I would. Bad. I'd be the one that got killed. Moesha, I don't know what would happen. About that. Sean, really you'd be Boy Meets World. You'd be Corey. And Sean, all the bad stuff happens to, so the good stuff would happen to you. Right. 6 would mean you're Blossom, which that's kind of cool. But you live with your dad and you don't know where your mom is. Or no, maybe I think the mom's dead.
You have a big hat.
You do have a big hat. And then Sabrina, like she'd probably turn you into a rat or something.
And Will would just make you laugh and get into all kinds of troubles.
And you'd be his DJ.
Yeah, we could play shows.
That mean you're Jazzy Jeff.
I'd be down with that.
Jazzy Phil?
Jazzy Phil.
So this was Wacky Wednesday.
Wacky Wednesday.
And Phil is also Dave. We're both David Silver, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know, but it is kind of funny that between what we both answered, it's the same thing.
So there you go, Amber.
All right. Now you know.
I know you're Dylan, which means you're way cooler than us. It also means
He was the DJ though, right? Wasn't
yes, he was the DJ at the school radio station. He was the musician. He was the performer. He was also the total nerd. He was the overachiever because he did graduate high school a year earlier. And
this totally fits.
He's a totally smart, athletic. He had the steady girlfriend until he cheated on her. But then they ended up getting married in the end.
He got addicted to drugs in one episode.
He did get addicted to drugs a little bit.
But he got cured of that in like one episode.
So couple episodes. Yeah. Speed. It wasn't even like a hard drug. Just a little meth.
Yeah, see, I have not watched very much of it, but a couple times.
The fact that you know that stuff.
A couple times when I was watching in the background, and I'm like, did he just get addicted to drugs and he's like cured in one episode?
A few of them have been addicted to drugs.
And then like they're instantly like, oh.
Kelly was on coke for like 6 episodes. They at least drew that out a bit. And then she went to rehab. Kelly's the only one that actually went to real rehab.
The rest just like got over it.
David's like, David got scared straight. Because the cops came and Dylan had him flush all his drugs before they got there. And that was enough for him.
That was enough to put him on the right path.
Yeah. Because meth isn't horribly addictive and it'll mess up your life bad. Yeah. That's all it takes. Yeah. He only did a little bit of meth, though.
Okay, just a bit.
Just a little bit. And it wasn't like he was shooting it or anything. He was just doing crank, which is where you make... I didn't think this was real because I'm like, there's no way. Because, like, I guess you can mix meth and orange juice and then that's called crank.
Is that what that movie is?
I guess.
It's a Jason Statham movie?
I think that's what it's alluding to. And because normally you, like, smoke meth or shoot it, but if you're like a real big wuss, you mix it in orange juice.
Wow.
And then you drink it.
Does it make your hair fall out and your teeth fall out slower?
I think it still does all that stuff, just maybe at a different pace.
That's crazy.
I didn't know. I didn't think that was real. And then I was like, oh, that's real.
Huh. And don't do drugs, kids.
Drugs are bad. I mean, that's the message of like half of 90210 is like, don't do drugs or drink because it's bad. Because, again, you still have these old men. Again, I could talk about 90210 all day. If you want to hear more about 90210, listen to our friends Lizzie and Kat at The Blaze, 90210blaze.com. This week's episode is awesome. They run down an episode, and then they have they're getting crazy guests. And the fact that they're having Derek and I back on later on this season makes me so excited. They do have Paul Stupin, who was one of the other executive producers, who went on to co-executive produce Dawson's Creek, and currently is working on. Did you know that ABC Family changed its name to Freeform?
No,
they did, and he is on his show is called Switched at Birth.
I can guess what that's about.
It's about drugs. No, it's about being switched at birth. But it was really cool that they got Paul Stupin. I think they really hit the jackpot with like immediately having a relationship with Chuck Rosen, who's connected them with all these people. They've had multiple cast members. They had David Silver's dad.
That's crazy.
Oh, I'm so jealous. If I have to be there, if they get any one of the Brenda, Brandon, Dylan triumvirate, like they better be at a live show so I can meet them, because I've already gotten to meet Emily Valentine herself.
And Ian Ziering.
Yeah, but that was embarrassing.
Still, we got to meet him though.
Yeah, when you got to laugh at me.
When was I your manager?
You and Cruz were because you wanted to make it seem like it was more professional, so I had like these, because it was like the manager and Cruz was like the producer, and he still didn't buy it.
No.
Not buy it at all.
No, not
but
at all.
How crazy would that have been if we had gone out just normal? And that was the last, like you were there.
Yeah.
What if for the, because I did a 90210 minute. What if it had been like, and we have somebody here, and if Ian Ziering walked out, one, Janelle probably would have just flipped out,
Yeah.
and two, like that would have been insane. And the fact that there was even the slight, because I think he thought about it for like 2 seconds, and then he's like, well, I do have a baby. And that was a valid excuse.
Yeah.
I think he thought about it, but then he's also like,
I'll
the
tell you
heck
what,
are these guys?
In this, like, if that was now, I think podcasting has a little more cachet now. I think at the time it was like, oh, this guy's recording a thing on his computer.
Yeah, but we had the Kevin Smith theater thing.
But even still, it's more mainstream now. People know about podcasts. Everybody knows about podcasts.
Well, my aunt didn't, but I was kind of able to explain it to her, and she kind of understood.
But at that time, like, most people didn't still.
Which says a lot about my aunt.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're going to do a real ending. So we had a fake out ending this time.
Well, I almost forgot, and I knew Amber. I told Amber I would do it on the next episode because Amber is cool. Former guest of the show, hopefully future again. And
my sister-in-law.
Yeah. It's funny that you have two sister-in-laws named Amber.
Technically, plural is sisters-in-law.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a fun fact for you.
Phil fact.
It's a Phil fact.
Well, on that note, for Radio BrendoMan, I'm Brendan Creasy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
Have a good one, everybody.
Because the sister is the part that's plural. There's more than one sister, and their relationship is in-law.
Okay.
There's not more than one law.
You're right.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It's tricky.
Makes perfect sense.
Often mistaken, though.
I'm often mistaken about lots of things.
Well. Is anyone hanging out still? Is Steve still there?
Steve's always there.
He's always
there. What if he's gone? Oh, I didn't get the Blossom because you date Sheldon, because Blossom dates Sheldon in Big Bang Theory, which the only reason why I know about that is because I follow Maya Bialik on Twitter, despite the fact that she's on a stupid show, which Derek is now like, oh, you'd love it. I'm like, no, I wouldn't. He's like, you would think it's great. I'm like, I thought the same thing. And then I watched a freaking show because it's not like I haven't tried to watch a show, because I did, and it's stupid.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's not my bag.
I don't like it. It's not that great.
It's just very much, and first of all, it's
the opposite of the things that
very inauthentic as far as its representation of our people, shall we say. But more than that, it's just a classic, like, overdone sitcom. Like,
well, it's it's Chuck Lorre, the master.
It is, but it's just, I feel like that's so played out, like
beyond played out.
That's been done for me.
Yeah, people watch to see Kaylee Cuoco in boy shorts, and that already to me is just like so offensive and ridiculous. But I'm sure they're not complaining because they're making much freaking money. But like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's just dumb.
But it is funny when people are like, "Oh, you like nerd stuff? You must like that."
It drives me. Well, I mean, the worst was Courtney's uncle was like, "Oh, you're Sheldon." And I'm like, "What did you say to me?"
What did you say? What did you just say to me?
Because even Courtney was like, "Whoa," like whoa, and even my brother just started laughing because he's like, "You couldn't have picked like the worst thing. That's like the worst thing you could say to my brother. Like the worst thing."
Steve said he gets that a lot too. Yeah.
And like, it's because they think, and I'm like, no, just shut it. Shut.
What's
Masterminds by Gordon Corman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is that new Gordon Corman?
Yeah, I have it, just a different artwork.
See, I always look at these new.
It's a sequel.
Yeah,
I have both of them. But
Lock and Key Level by Hugh Howell. A new Hugh Howell.
So what is this you're on? These are like
This is how amazing Goodreads is if you keep adding shelves and authors, it'll tell you new from authors on your shelves for February.
Wait, it says it just came out now?
So it says release date February 2nd. Is it like a graphic novel version?
Maybe so, because it's different artwork from what I have, so maybe that's what it is.
Well, look at it. Criminal Destiny, the second book. So this is old?
Maybe not. Maybe I just have Masterminds.
Yeah, this is number 2. Well, there's already a lot of reviews from like July.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a new edition.
It must be, because I swear that's... I don't know. It is different artwork, though. I need to go back and look.
It says expected publication by Bowser. It's an ebook. This is the ebook edition.
The ebook edition.
That's why.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I
anyways,
have that.
It is cool.
But yeah,
that tells
cool.
me all this, and then like other new releases. But like I don't know. That's just this could just because I'm like I don't know. It's too many books. Like the fact that there are people that even manage to keep up with any new release books, like that's completely insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't know. Like that's just nuts. But it's cool. Goodreads is like the best website I've found in a long time. Because I'm like, I don't know, I really like it. And I like keeping track of things and listing things. I wonder when the Masked Saint hits DVD and streaming. Probably soon, because it's already gone from the movie theaters.
Yeah.
Because I even when you were getting back, because it came out and then you got back and it was already gone.
Yeah. But we need to see that. We need to have a viewing party.
Because I think there's a lot of because they were pushing it hard. A bunch of wrestlers were pushing it super hard, and I'm like, there's gonna be so many confused and pissed off wrestling fans.
Much like at that one show that you posted, or posted with the
like what
the Sting and all that. Like, that was the weirdest thing.
It was so nuts,
so like uncomfortable.
And then like they're so exploiting Roddy Piper, and that's horrible because it's all. Like one of the biggest things is like Roddy Piper's last movie, and it's like crazy. So yeah,
where are they based out of?
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know. Look at this. Well, I guess if they do stuff all around, maybe they do things out here.
Steve said, I can imagine an Attitude Era fan walking out going, "I have been saved."
Well, that's like I didn't tell you this because you weren't. I guess you were gone, but. Jesse and I were outside. We're outside Lucha Underground, and this dude just like gets out of his car with like his 2 kids, and I thought they were gonna get in line, but instead they stood on the opposite corner of us, and the guy just started like preaching at us.
Gosh.
And he even said, he's like, "We were out here ministering to homeless people, and I saw you guys in line. I just felt called." I'm like, "You were helping a lot more when you were helping the homeless people, buddy. Like
yell at these people.
Nothing." And then people started yelling back at him, and then eventually everyone's like, "Oh, this guy is." And then I just felt bad for it because these were like 2 little kids. You could tell they were just like, "Oh gosh."
The fact that like people equate ministering to someone as like yelling at them on a corner,
and that's literally he was yelling at us on a corner.
That's not helping anyone.
And I'm like, I was involved in ministry in the church for years, and never once did I hear the story. Some guy yelled at me at the corner, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, now I know.
Never. That story does not exist.
Right. It's not.
Same. It's about as many people as like some guy handed me this tract.
Yeah.
And because he also handed out tracts. No, he had his. This is where it was evil.
Oh,
he had his kids
hand
them out, so you couldn't just be like no.
Oh.
And so he handed his kids hand out, and then he started yelling at us. And I'm just like, dude, like, come on. And he's like, and he even said, he's like, we were out here helping the homeless. I'm like, go back and help the freaking homeless.
Need the help.
Like, I'm like, Jesus would be out helping the homeless. He wouldn't be yelling at us on a freaking corner.
Or like that story about the guy who said, "Oh, somebody posted a thing on Facebook."
Yeah. Well, that's true about anything. Said no one ever.
Right. Yeah. I don't understand.
Remember the lady from Orange is the New Black yelling at a guy preaching the NYC subway? Oh yeah, People were literally trapped on the subway while he was yelling at them. Exactly. Like, it's just terrible.
I don't understand why is that? How did that become a thing? Why do people think that's an effective means of communication for anything?
This looks interesting. It's kind of like what your brother does.
It says the same kind of company he works for.
Is this the company he works for?
I don't think so.
Well, I'll take a look at it.
I don't know for sure because he works for a couple different companies.
Yeah, I know he's doing.
Sure if that's one. It's not the main one that he does, but he has a couple others that he does stuff for.
Maybe he knows something about it.
I'm sure. I guarantee you, he knows of them because he's worked for a lot of different groups and stuff. But I don't know. I should go to bed.
I'm still bald. The camera makes me look bald.
The camera makes it look worse than it does in person. I'm serious. I'm not saying it's not. I mean, it's creeping back a little bit, but it looks worse on the camera. It really, really does. Here.
Alice thought I didn't shave my head. I think she thought this was real. But I was like, no, I shaved my head.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows my brother's hair is falling out.
Here's how I can prove it.
Yeah, you look kind of bald.
Yeah, like look at the top of my head. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah. On the camera, it looks like a bald
but now
spot.
Look at my hair.
I don't know. You kind of have a bald spot.
What?
A little bit.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
it's my cowlick.
A little bit.
It's the cowlick.
I don't know.
It's always been like that. Look. There's no bald spot.
A little bit.
Janelle said there's no bald spot.
I think
There's no bald spot.
It's a little bit.
It's my cowlick.
What the heck is? I thought a cowlick is like a thing that
goes
goes
here, but you have here. I have it's a tight spiral right here.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
Okay,
that's my cowlick. It's just one. It's off center, right? Is it over here? Look at where it is. Is it off center?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's what
it's off center. I'm telling you, I've had that since I was a kid. Luke has it too. He's got.
That's not where it is.
It's like right here.
Maybe.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Telling you.
I need my facial hair to come in faster. I trimmed it up on that because I had the neck beard going, and I don't want that because then I look like all the wrestling fans. and then, yeah.
All right, I really should go to bed.
Yeah, Janelle's playing tricks on Phil. Oh, honey, you're going bald.
She comes in and shaves a little bit.
I haven't had more new white hairs on the beard. Maybe I got rid of those, but they're probably going to come in fierce.
I plucked mine out.
I got to the point where it is too many. I mean, you saw.
Yep. For now, I have few enough. In the beard, I don't pluck my head hairs out, but
I haven't gotten any on my head. That'll be a rough day for me.
Yeah, I haven't yet either, but I know it's going to happen.
My brother has.
Well, I mean, like...
My brother's, like, gray and balding. He's like, what is happening to me? He's like, you're the one that's a stress case.
Right.
Like, what the heck? He's like, I'm Mr. Chill. I'm like, yeah, that's just how it works. You got all the bad genes in that department. I got all the bad genes and all the physical other stuff. Like, I'm like, shut up, dude. Like, you can play sports and athletics and I don't know.
Sports and athletics.
Yeah. That's the time to go to bed. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Good night, YouTube. Good night, Steve.
Don't forget to stop broadcast.
I was clicking that.
Just making sure.
Oh my gosh.
You want to have an 8-hour stream.
We've already got us going. Blip, 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 blip.